opening round of the high school football playoffs gives us a real treat tonight here at the Colt Corral with an 8 versus 9 matchup and two teams with very contrasting styles competing for a spot to move on into Week 12 for the right to face the #1 Shelby Whippets. It's Clear Fork hosting Orville tonight on Old Hallows Eve, and we've got all the killer action taking over your eyeballs and eardrums here in Bellville, and it's all coming up next.
When it comes to comfort, every degree matters. At Buckeye Horizon, we proudly install and maintain Trane heating and cooling systems built to last, engineered for performance. And with our expert service, your home stays comfortable year-round. No matter the season, we'll keep your system running at its best. Call Buckeye Horizon at 419-529-2738, your local Trane comfort specialist.
This is our in-body machine, so you're gonna see what you're made of, how much muscle you have, how much fat you have, what type of fat, where is the muscle, where is the fat, and then also super important, how much water do you have and where is the water? Is it inside of your cell or outside of your cell? So the in-body is a super quick process. You get all of this information in about 5 minutes. You just stand on the scale, you hold on to some handles, it sends electrical impulses through your body, nothing you feel, and this prints out immediately. So you'll leave with a piece of paper with all of your results on it, and it will also send it to your phone. We also spend a couple minutes helping you interpret your results so that you can learn what they mean. So you'll leave with a lot of information. It only costs $40. You can get online and sign up for an appointment, or you can call in and make an appointment today.
Okay, we got t-shirts. Anybody want t-shirts?
At Mechanics Bank, we're more than your local bank. We're your neighbors, your fans, and proud supporters of our local schools. From touchdowns to goals, classrooms to communities, we're here for you. Because at Mechanics Bank, our home field advantage is supporting you.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Happy Halloween!
It's the GEP pregame show, round one of the OHSAA playoffs here at the height of spooky season. And boy, do we have a treat for you here on Halloween night. We're going to fill your bucket up big time. Number 8, Clear Fork, just about set to battle number 9, Orville. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Valley. I'm Brian Skowronski, the one, the only Jason Beans with me here tonight. And just a great setting. I think it's going to be kind of a wild night, a freaky Friday, if you will, here, Jason.
Yeah, fitting night for Halloween, I believe. I think we're going to see some tricks, and hopefully they'll treat us with a great game tonight.
That's what we're looking forward to, and I think that's what you get with this new redistribution, with the top 4 teams getting a bye week, and now the 8 versus 9 should be a ton of fun here tonight. Let's tell you about Orville, and if you're a fan of the OH Report, you've been watching the Red Riders this season on our airwaves, finishing 4th in a very competitive Principals Athletic Conference. An exciting team, great balance on offense. You see there from the numbers, Jason. They do get gashed a bit on defense, though. They've given up about 250 points, but they've got some explosive athletes, and this is a team that traditionally, they perform pretty well in the playoffs.
They're a team that's used to being under the spotlight. They're used to playing in big games. Defensively, they're not going to remind anybody of the 86 Bears. But their speed and quickness, they're very effective working on the perimeter of the field. So Clear Fork has tendency to play a lot of man-to-man defense. It's imperative that they tackle in space today. If not, they're going to have Orville people running up and down the field.
Yeah, 100%. We saw that in the Shelby game, maybe a bit of a different beast, but the Red Riders have some dudes out on the perimeter. Mr. McDuffie certainly comes to mind. We'll talk about him here in a little bit. But tonight we want to spotlight the junior tailback, Parker Hostetler, the top rushing threat in the pack this season. Really versatile kid, too. He's got a bit of power, he's got some speed, and he can catch the ball in the backfield if they really need him to, Jason.
Yeah, he's a little bit of everything. He plays outside linebacker on defense. He's a kid we just talked about. They want to play off the perimeter and get people out in space. But when Orville wants to get tough and physical, that's the guy they go to as number 3.
Yeah, look for him to get the ball early, often tonight, to really try to just kind of dictate the pace of the offense for the Red Riders against a defense that's been pretty quality at home for the most part this season for the Clear Fork Colts. And you see Orville starting to make their way out here into the Colt Corral, setting the stage for this great opening round playoff matchup. But they are going to have to get through the higher seed, number 8 Clear Fork. And they started the season looking like a serious threat in Division 4, Region 14. They knocked off state-ranked Power Perkins on opening night. They nearly beat Lexington as well to round out their non-conference. They finished 9-1 on the season, but since then, Jason, they kind of took a turn towards mediocrity these last 4 weeks.
Yeah, they lost that heartbreaker against Lexington, and then they seemed to regain their footing a little bit, and then they really took one on the chin when they went up to Shelby.
Yes.
And I don't know if psychologically they've recovered from that yet.
A lot of teams have it this year. The Wizards have definitely.
Shelby's had a knack of doing that to people this year, that's for sure. But for the seniors for Clear Fork, they get a second chance to rewrite history. They get a second chance to play a last senior game, their last home game at Clear Fork. Hopefully that'll get them motivated. And playoffs, different season, second season, maybe they recharge the batteries and get going.
Yeah, they certainly did not like how things ended up on senior night. Weird loss against Highland in overtime. But one of their seniors, Ben Campbell, is the guy that we're going to take a focus on here, our player spotlight. The homecoming king. Dude's a great pass rusher and really emerged as the top playmaking threat out of the backfield. I've seen Clear Fork in every home game this year, and he was kind of more of an H-back, maybe more of a tight end. Now he's running the ball out of the backfield, so he switched roles here, Jason.
Yeah, his versatility gives them a lot of different options that they can do on offense.
And then the 9 sacks, you see that's good for second best in the MOAC. As the Colts are out onto the field. Great scene always here in the Valley. Used to coach here, Jason. It's one of the best fan bases around, and they support all their sports.
Yeah, the people down here in the Valley, they've always great school support all the athletic programs and stuff. And they do everything first class here. Nothing but class over here.
Packed house here on the side hill too, so you always know the blankets and the lawn chairs. That's always kind of the scene. Sitting up in the bleachers is cool, but they got a bit of a different thing here.
The hillside. I can remember coming here when I coached, coming here at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The blankets would already be laid out on the hillside. I can remember coming here on a bus as a player from Loudonville, and this was the biggest rivalry in the area. It was Loudonville and Clear Fork, and I hated seeing those blankets on the hillside as a player.
So that is a good look here at the fan base here for the Colts. And speaking of the Colts, let's dive into our keys to victory now, Beans. We'll begin with the home team in Clear Fork. And for me, you just have to help out your signal caller, Hoflick, okay? Last couple of games that I saw him in person, they were leaning a little bit too much on him offensively and specifically as a runner. So make some plays, get a good running attack, a couple of nice catches. I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, I think they got to establish a running game. Obviously, Clear Fork wants to play the game in between the tackles. They want to bloody your nose a little bit, control the clock, control the line of scrimmage. That'll take some of the pressure off the quarterback.
And you feel like the linebackers, too, just read the guards for Orville, and that'll kind of tell the story.
Yeah, in the film study I watched, in a couple games I watched at Orrville, when they do run the ball, they pull the guards. The linebackers from Clear Fork can find the guards. They'll take you to the football.
And on the flip side, for the visiting team here tonight for Orville, our keys to victory presented by GEP Global Energy Partners. I am rolling with just a little bit of clock control, you know, maybe pick up some first downs, keep the Colts defense feeling like maybe they're not up for the task tonight, and that's how they get it done.
Yeah, I agree that ball control is absolutely a key here. I think they want to limit possessions, and they want to score on every possession. I think we got to make them to the shootout here tonight.
There is a look at the sideline here. Eric Brokaw standing next to his junior signal caller, Marcus Hoflick, 2-year starter. Colts are going to get the ball first. Orville won the toss. They elected to defer. As we put a bow on our GEP pregame, and this is it, folks. Round one of the playoffs is underway, and it's taken by the up-back Devin Oswalt, and he's got a long lane to run through all the way into enemy territory to start things off. That's what you're looking for if you're the home team tonight. A nice little shot in the arm.
Yeah, great start for the Colts there. The guys up front doing a great job of setting the wall for him. Great start.
Look here, a second look, I should say, on the Contact Industries replay. Can't ask for much better here for Clear Fork, already in plus territory, only 47 yards away. But as I say all these things, I didn't even see the flag on the field, Jason. They're going to back it up. So they'll take them back to the Clear Fork 40. So the penalty, evidently, it took place way downfield.
Yeah, we missed that, but still good field position for Clear Fork to start. Well, maybe not. Maybe it's not as good as we thought. Now they've pushed it back to the 30, so.
Yeah, trying to identify it here. I never saw a flag hit the field. And you don't see it there on the replay. And so it'll negate all the friendly things that I was just saying about the Colts. As they'll begin here from the 30, and right away it's Marcus Hoflick, design quarterback keeper to the outside. He's able to dart out to about the 35, so a decent pickup of about 5 here to start this drive.
Yeah, I think Clear Fork will take that play on first down all day. I think it's important for Clear Fork to stay in front of the chains, especially on first down. I think first down is a big key to this ball game for Clear Fork's offense.
Make it much more manageable now. So they'll just need 5 to keep the chain gang on the move. Hoflick with a variety of weapons, but he's been the main running threat here lately. 114 attempts now, leads the team in rushing, 528 yards on the season. Lead back gets the call. This is Schlosser straight up the middle, and he's got a huge goal. How about Alex Schlosser inside the red zone, keeping his feet, pulling a tackler all the way down to the 1. Wow. What a run by Alex Schlosser.
Great job by the offensive line up front, as you see here on the replay. They just pulled the guard and ran a little inside trap, and it popped right open, and Schlosser went right up the middle.
Showing off some pretty good fit speed, too. That was Case McDaniel. Had to really take an angle to try to wrestle him down at about the 1-yard line. As the bubbles fly in here at the Colt Corral here on the home side. Right on the doorstep. 1st and goal now from the 2. Campbell, the lone back. Sidecar right, but it's mishandled. Marcus Hoflick can't take the snap here. Oh, and that's disaster.
I think he tried to run before he caught the ball. Luckily, he recovered it. That could have been a lot worse, but definitely not what you were looking for.
You're 100% right. A pretty good snap, too, right in his hands, and just was already looking at the end zone.
Yeah, yep.
So that takes him back to about the 9.5-yard line. And this makes the playbook a bit more tricky now.
Yeah. I guess the one thing about being back to the 9-yard line gives you a little more room to operate, but probably not ideal.
They'll pack it in, just one wide out. And they're going to run Hoflick here near side. Nice blocking set up. Here's Marcus tripped up. Excellent tackle made. Cameron Kraft diving at his ankles, saving what would have been 6 points, but Clear Fork back to that original line of scrimmage now on the 2-yard line.
Yeah, Colts found something there on the edge. They just outnumbered Orville, and then he almost got in the end zone.
Good looking tackle to set up 3rd and goal. Full 2 yards away. Looking to light up our customized by Ronda scoreboard for the first time tonight. Hoflick's going to come under center this time. And he'll hand it off here. Schlosser, the up back, falling forward, and he will break the plane. Colts take the lead here on Halloween night.
Well, Schlosser's the man that got him down there, so he's the one that cleaned up the mess.
6-0, Colts strike first. 9.5 minutes still to go in this first quarter. And for a team that struggled a bit offensively over these last 4 games, this is exactly what the doctor would dial up for you, Jason.
Yeah, absolutely the start they wanted. Gets the crowd back and gets the crowd in the game. Good vibes all the way around for the Colts. And obviously they'd love nothing more than a 3-and-out here and get the offense back on the field.
Nash Evans tacks on the PAT. We will step aside, but the Colts with a nice 7-0 lead here. They score on their opening drive.
Okay, we got t-shirts. Anybody want t-shirts?
At Mechanics Bank, we're more than your local bank. We're your neighbors, your fans, and proud supporters of our local schools. From touchdowns to goals, classrooms to communities, we're here for you. Because at Mechanics Bank, our home field advantage is supporting you.
Great start for the Clear Fork Colts, and they will kick it off out of the back of the end zone. Kids are pumped up out here, and that's exactly how you want to light the spirits here on Halloween night, Jason, is to just get an early touchdown, man.
Yep.
Make the fans remember all those early good juju moments you had at the beginning of the year.
Like I said, good vibes to start the game. Good energy. See if that carries over to the defense for the Colts.
That has been the backbone so far of this team so far this season. One of the top defensive units in the MOAC, the best against the run, only allowing about 2 yards per carry this year. But for Orville, they're more of a finesse team. They'll split you out, and this is Case McDaniel with the first catch.
Yeah, they want to play in space. They've got great speed and great quickness on the outside. They want to use that in the short passing game. Try to get the corners and safeties and get a little nosy and sneak up, then they'll try to hit you deep over the top. Yeah, you're talking earlier, Brian, about Clear Fork's defense. The staple of any good Clear Fork team is that they've always been able to hang their hats on their defense. That's a traditional thing with the Colts.
And I like what you said, where they want to come out. They want to get a little bit bloody tonight, Jason.
Yeah, they want to bloody your nose a little bit.
That's part of the conquest out here for the Colts, as Hostetler carries, and he's going to have enough for a first down as the chain gang goes on the move. And it's a good answer here for the Red Riders to at least get off to a nice start here on this drive.
Yeah, stem the tide a little bit, try to settle things down. I think Schlosser was in on that tackle. That should be an interesting matchup. That's kind of the matchup within the matchup. Hostetler against Schlosser. Number 3 from Orville against number 15 from Clear Fork. I think these two are going to get to know each other very well tonight.
Schlosser in the middle linebacker role. They're going to zip it to the outside, though. And how about this catch and run? This is Braylon McDuffie. 6'5", $180, and 12 yards here on a first down catch.
You know, something we talked about in the pregame, Brian. I thought that's something they might do, try to get McDuffie the ball early. He's their big play, home run hitter. He over 800 yards receiving and 7 touchdowns this year. Last week against Triway, he had a couple drops and a fumble early. So I'm not surprised to see them get him the ball early and get him in the flow of the offense.
It's going to be first down 10. play action. Actually, they're just going to run it. And it'll go left side for Hostetler. And a decent run. Pickup of about 3. Well below his average, though.
Yeah, 3 tough yards there. But like you talked about, the strength of Clear Fork's defense is against the run.
And that was Luke Schlosser meeting him in the hole that time.
Yeah, get used to that, folks.
Second down, clock spinning, 7:40 showing here, opening frame from the gun. Quick pitch and catch. And again, it's going to be McDuffie. And look at him fight for extra yards after contact. He picks up 4. And that's going to be another Red Rider first down.
You know, you're just the Colts secondary. They're going to play. They're going to slack off that much on the corners. You know, they're going to. You know, that's stealing for a quarterback. You can throw hitches and slants all day with that. But again, eventually, what Orville wants you to do, they want to bring those corners up, and eventually they'll try to creep up, and that's when they take a shot deep. So believe me, with those hitches that they're running, they're setting something up deep later.
Cameron Kraft's in there at QB for right now. They will march in Mark Lorson at some times too as they bring the end around here. Tyson Woodruff, and he runs into some trouble. First contact made by Nash Evans, and then he gets some help, knocked down. Couple of yard pickup. Just trying to keep them honest here and showing a new look with that jet sweep.
Yeah. They at times they showed it a little bit last week against Triway, but they didn't give it on the sweep last week. It was more of a boot action where they would roll the quarterback off and they would throw the flats.
Need 8 yards here. Play action, roll out near side. Gun and deep is Kraft, or kind of mid-range. McDaniel can't haul it in. And the home crowd here enjoying the scene.
Good throw by the quarterback. They had the boot action. They just had him on a drag. He just couldn't hang on. Said alligator armed that a little bit. He saw the hit coming.
It's Trey Sellers that initiated that first contact. So it's incomplete. First off, or the first throw to hit the ground tonight for Kraft. It'll make it third down. Quick pitch and catch right there in the slot. It's McDaniel again. This time he hangs on, and he squirts forward out across the 30, and the drive stays alive.
Just a little hot route by McDaniel. He just kind of open, crossed over, and held his hand up, and then just quarterback found him a little hot route. Nobody there, right in the middle of the soft spot of that zone.
McDaniel on the season, second leading receiver. He's now at 25 catches, around 400 yards for the season. It's been the favorite target here on this first session for the Red Riders. And again, they're going to throw it this to the outside for McDuffie.
Right back to the hitch. You know, Cameron Kraft came into this game with over 1,400 yards passing and 15 touchdowns. You know, the thing about Orville, and they typically, you know, we talked about Clear Fork hanging their hat on their defense. With Orville, always been their balance on offense. They don't really give you, they always try to keep you on your heels. They don't give you a whole lot of one thing. They keep you honest.
Had Orville on our airwaves the last 2 weeks. I had a conversation, Zach Truax, who called those games, and he said he really liked the creativity that we've seen from Orville offensively these last couple of weeks. Move the pocket again. It's clean. Throws a little bit high, but catch is made by Woodruff.
Yeah, it was a little high and a little late, but Woodruff bailed him out with a nice catch. Yeah, I had an opportunity to talk to Zach, and Zach feels like Orville's playing their best football right now. I guess if you're going to peak, that's the right time to be peaking is right now.
Really did push the Titans of Triway to the brink last week, one-score game.
Yeah, and that's an old Wayne County backyard rivalry. No love lost there. But, you know, Triway's got a good ball club. And, you know, Orville just kind of hung around, and had a couple opportunities to steal that game late if a couple things would have broke their way.
Again, it's going to be 3 wide. Lone back is Hostetler. He's going to get another carry. Little sidestep, but into the arms of Oswalt. And the senior captain drags him down after maybe a pickup of 1. Just trying to move everybody to that left side. And you said when you were watching film, that's a lot of what they do. The guards are kind of shuttling around all the time.
Yeah, like I said, the guards will take you to the football. If you're a linebacker, the guards, 90% of the time when they run the ball, follow the guards.
4 wide set, trips near side, looking that way, gunning that way, catching that way. and leaning towards the end zone. McDaniel, he's going to be a little bit short, but on the doorstep. First and goal on the way here for Orville.
Yeah, great route concept there. They went trips, and the inside guy ran a corner, the outside guy ran a post, and McDaniel just kind of sat down there in the middle.
Another quality look. Only one incompletion so far for Cameron Kraft, and it was a drop. McDaniel over to the sideline. So they've got the heavy package in. They'll barrel towards the end zone. And the sign is Hostetler is in there. Touchdown, Red Riders.
They just went big on big there. Got the ball to their big guy. He got it in.
Brought in a couple of tight ends. And they're able to just push the pile back. Winning at the line of scrimmage. Great drive here. An excellent answer for Orville.
Yeah, Brian, great response by the Red Riders. Much needed. But now both teams have kind of settled into this game a little bit, and now we'll see what happens. Obviously, both teams will have some adjustments to make after these first drives, and we'll see what they have to come up with.
Yeremy Gonzalez-Martinez, the junior, on for the PAT, looking to even up the score. And he will boot it through. 7-7 your count here. 3:50 to go in the first quarter. And a great drive by the Red Riders, capped off by this Hostetler TD.
Okay, we got t-shirts. Anybody want t-shirts?
At Mechanics Bank, we're more than your local bank. We're your neighbors, your fans, and proud supporters of our local schools. From touchdowns to goals, classrooms to communities, we're here for you. Because at Mechanics Bank, our home field advantage is supporting you.
7-7 the count. Getting a whole lot of treats here on Halloween night. And no tricks yet. Everybody just kind of lining up, going head-to-head right now. And both offensives right now kind of running the show.
Yeah, it's early. I think they're still filling each other out a little bit. I still think there's some tricks up both teams' sleeves.
Kickoff's going to be taken. And this is going to be Nash Evans. Puts his foot in the ground. He's got a big hole. So blocker setting up Nash Evans. Flag comes in. He will take it the distance, but will it hold? Flag came in awful late again, too, Jason.
You know, it's obvious the Colts coaching staff found something on the kick returns along that left side. Obviously, he took that one to the house, and he nearly took the first one back to the house.
Take a look on the Contact Industries replay. They're going to say maybe
are they calling that
a
block in the back? That's dicey. Really didn't have anything to do with the play.
And it's going to wipe out the touchdown, bring the Colts clear back to near midfield. So they've had two what could have been potentially big-time returns, and each of them negated by a penalty.
Take another look at it. I guess you got to call it. I mean, if
Right
that's what
here.
they're calling, it didn't have much to do with the play. But
it really didn't.
But you also have to be disciplined enough to realize that, hey, I got to stay away from the guy's back. Don't give the official a chance to make that call.
So Nash into the end zone, but it gets wiped out. So the Colts will have to earn it on offense right at midfield. So 50 yards away. And they'll start this drive here. Twins to the right. Campbell lined up to the left side, and it's the first carry of the night for Porter Schmidt. Barreling forward, and the senior has got a 4-yard pickup to start this drive.
Again, that's a great play for Clear Fork. 4 yards on first down. Positive yards, clock's moving.
Kind of been their bread and butter this year, too, and at different times during the season. They had Braden Hayes early in the year. Sophomore breaks his leg. He goes out. Schmidt becomes kind of the featured back. And then a couple weeks ago, Campbell all of a sudden was the running back. Had 4 touchdowns in that game. So it's been a bit of musical chairs in the backfield.
It is, but it's nice to have those kind of athletes that you can have the ability to play musical chairs with.
This might be their best of them all. Hoflick didn't like what he saw downfield. Hankey hits the turf. And for right now, he scrambles. He's got a couple, but it might be heading back. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a hold here against the Colts. And all 3 penalties so far here tonight have gone against Clear Fork. costly ones here as of late, too, as this one's going to really backtrack them to their own 42-yard line.
Yeah, those are the kind of mistakes you just can't have. Said with Clear Fork's offense, again, we talked about the importance of staying in front of the chains. And nobody, I don't care what kind of offense you're in, you don't want to be in these situations.
So it'll make it 2nd and 18 now, perhaps a passing situation for Clear Fork.
Might be a good time for a screen, maybe catch Orville trying to blitz.
Porter Schmidt's been the guy to really carry the load in that department. It looks like they are going to swing it out to him. A lot of room out in space. Here's Porter Schmidt burning to the outside, keeps his feet, tiptoes for a few extra yards. That's exactly what you would need right there. It looked like about 15, 16 yards.
Yeah, great play call. You got your best athlete or one of your best athletes out in space in a one-on-one situation. Go let him make a play.
So he's going to be, depending on the mark, about 3 yards short. So it'll be 3rd down here for the Colts. And big down, though. You would think probably 4 down territory for him.
Maybe. I don't know. With Orville's offense, I don't know if you want to give them a short field. We'll see. I'll let this play out, but
Colts are going to snap it. They're just going to run it straight ahead. This is Campbell in the backfield, looking to barrel forward. He might have the 1st down. The mark's pretty much right at the 40.
I think by the spot, I think they've got it.
And judging by the reaction from Colts fans, they certainly are going to move the sticks.
And to answer your question, had they not got it, they were going for it there.
Oh, you know it.
Yeah.
So Ben Campbell, as mentioned, was more of a tight end early in the year. Now he's up around 55 carries over 300 yards. Actually leads the team with 6 rushing touchdowns. Big boys up front. That's where Clear Fork has won a lot of battles this season. They've got a lot of beef patties. They've got some speed to the outside. This is Evans. You saw him burn it back for the touchdown that was wiped out on the kickoff return. Gets a couple yards here. Solid tackle made there by Luke Kinzer.
Yeah, Kinzer did a nice job of coming down the line of scrimmage and making that, because if he doesn't make that tackle, they had something brewing there.
Colts checking in over on the sideline. 3rd-year head coach Aaron Brokaw. Got a taste of the playoffs as a player here in the Valley back in the late 90s. Now as a coach for the 2nd straight season. Sees his junior throw on the run. It's tipped up, a dangerous throw, trying to squeeze it into Devin Oswald.
Yeah, they tried to roll him out. Yeah, Hoflick was lucky. He got away with one there. He tried to force one.
Pretty good coverage on the play by Case McDaniels as well to bring up 3rd down. And a quick hello to everybody out there watching live and free. About 800 friends all hanging out with us right now, Jason.
Oh, that's great. Hello, everybody. Hello to the big thread. Had to get that one in.
Hey, big thread. I'm sure that they are talking about you being on the airwaves for the first time. OH Report debut tonight for Jason Beans. We've been trying to make this happen for a little while. Glad it finally happened.
Yeah, I'm thankful and thankful for the opportunity and glad to be here.
Going to get a timeout by the Colts here. Exactly 1 minute showing on the clock. Since we've got a timeout, check out some of these comments, see what the folks are saying out there on YouTube. Want to say what's up to Zane Brown cheering on the Colts tonight. Ed Burns on the opposite side of the coin. Ron Roberts, a Colts fan. And Scott Crawford says, show them what Pac Conference football is all about out there in Worcester. I love that one. Pac did have a phenomenal season this year. Everybody with at least 4 wins during the regular season.
Traditionally, that is one of your tougher small school conferences in Northeast Ohio.
Yeah, Triway, I believe, ended up winning the league. 9 wins for them overall. The Red Riders, again, they had them an opportunity to win that game at the end of last week.
They had a chance to steal that game. Orville upset Manchester. Manchester's typically one of the best teams in the Principal Athletic Conference as well.
My man Jerry Marshall watching from Clear Fork West out there in Colorado Springs. Pam Lynch says Shelby is ready for either of these teams. But I tell you this, Clear Fork, I think the way that the game started for him over at Shelby, where it was, a lightning storm, where it was 28-zip, like within 5 seconds.
Yeah.
They'd like another chance to try to get some redemption, even if it's not a win, to show a little bit better. Here they are on third down. Hoflick over the middle.
Oh, they get picked off.
Undercooked. And it's heading the other way. Quarterback on quarterback crime. Cameron Kraft with the INT.
Kraft made a great play there, reacted to the ball and undercut the route for a nice interception.
Beautiful play. Trying to find Oswald again. And with the interception for Marcus Hoflick, he hasn't had a ton of those so far this year. And actually, that is number 10. So these last several games, they've been racking up a bit more for the junior.
Well, when you're playing from behind, you get out of your game and you're having to throw the ball a lot.
So Orville takes over, an opportunity to take the lead for the first time tonight. 54 seconds showing on the clock. And any of you out there watching that is like, what is going on with your clock? That's been a problem here at Clear Fork all year. Big pull in our way. So this is the best that we can do. Yeah, the penalty flag comes in late here, Jason. And Colts fans, they have not been liking the hanky so far.
No.
Seems like, judging by your little there, that you don't like it either.
They ran the seam route, and to me, it didn't look like pass interference to me. It just looks like their feet got crossed up a little bit, and I don't think it was a catchable ball to boot as well.
I'm with you. So, that's about 5 yards overthrown.
Yeah.
But it is going to be a penalty. First down, moves the ball out to the 34-yard line.
And I understand there's contact, and there's certain calls you have to make, but this is a playoff game. Let's let the players decide the game on the field.
Yeah, and then at the end of the night, you always look back. You look at the flag that wiped out a touchdown there for the Colts. They come away with the interception. And now it was just a first down play, but they've got another one, and they put it into the hands of their big-time playmaker, Hostetler. Bursts through, knocks over a guy out across the 40. Hard-nosed run here on first down.
You see a little glimpse there of what Parker Hostetler's all about. He is a hard guy to bring down. Most guys don't bring him down at first contact. He runs low to the ground, he keeps his pads squared, and he delivers a blow.
Alex Schlosser probably hasn't been stiff-armed like that all season.
Said you got two bulls in a china shop there, so
Yes.
those two are both going to be very sore at the end of the evening.
Second and short. Red Riders, they've really been mixing it up in terms of their scheme and their pre-snap looks here offensively. From the gun, pump fake, and this is what you were talking about. Way underthrown.
Yep.
Flag comes in, but right now it's picked off. This is Davis Hoflick.
I think they're going to get a push on Clear Fork. I think we're going to get pass interference down here on the Colts.
And listen to this place go absolutely mad if that's the case. Oh, wow.
I think there was contact on the pump fake. I think the contact on the pump fake forced McDuffie out of bounds. We're going to get a great look at it here from the replay, but there was contact down there on the pump fake. And negates a great play by the safety that stepped in front again and make the interception.
So Nash Evans is who the infraction is on. It's going to wipe out the turnover. So another costly penalty for the Colts, all coming here in this first quarter as it's 1st and 10 in Colts territory now. And this is where they've really been able to be crisp with the offense. Quick pitch and catch to the outside. McDuffie, another grab.
Yep, right back the hitch. And, you just said it a couple seconds ago, Brian, before the last penalty. The penalties, Clear Fork's really shooting themselves in the foot with the penalties. And not only, obviously the change in scores or the lack of score that you didn't get, but also the change in momentum.
Orville, I think, is going to elect to go ahead and take the quarter. 15 seconds running off the clock here. Pretty exciting action, and we mentioned it's a Freaky Friday out tonight. Old Hallows Eve. Glad to have you here with us for round one of the playoffs. We'll be back here at the Colt Corral. Your second quarter action on the way.
When it comes to comfort, every degree matters. At Buckeye Horizon, we proudly install and maintain train heating and cooling systems built to last, engineered for performance. And with our expert service, your home stays comfortable year-round. No matter the season, we'll keep your system running at its best. Call Buckeye Horizon at 419-529-2738, your local trained comfort specialist.
One quarter in the books. We've got 3 more scheduled here in Bellville. First round of the playoffs, and we had a great first quarter. Orville with the football, all tied up and nowhere to run this time. Hostetler hitting the backfield. Ben Campbell coming in along with Trey Sellers to knock him down for maybe a short loss.
Yeah, we had a little bit of everything that first quarter, didn't we? We had a couple big plays, a couple big penalties, kick return, a long run, a couple turnovers, a little bit of everything. And, you know, you got an 8 seed versus a 9 seed.
Yes.
We thought this would be a close ball game, and that's exactly what we have.
Yeah, high anticipation for this matchup here tonight. That's why we have such a grand viewing audience with us. As the Riders come out, 2 receivers each side, looking to the right. Going for everything here is Kraft, and almost a one-handed catch. McDuffie's made those.
Yeah.
But this time locked up, and that'll bring up 3rd down.
Good job by the defensive back to use the boundaries as friend. Without making contact with his ability to kind of just physically force him to the sidelines, to the boundary. So excellent play by the Colts.
Clear Fork not shy about playing man-to-man on the perimeter even against these fantastic receivers. And that's been the case, man, that they're allowing them to come out here and challenge so far, Jason.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, you know, the thing about that with McDuffie at 6'5", they're going to keep playing man. They're going to keep going back to that.
See if they look his way here. Breaks off his route. Instead, it's going to be a pitch and catch to Aiden Shoop. And he's got a first down.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
Good patience by the quarterback. He rolled and allowed that route to develop.
Yeah, looked initially like he was going to try to force it into Braylon, even though he was kind of open.
Yeah.
And receivers always think they're open. But instead, coming across was Shoop. And the 6-foot sophomore with his first snag of the night.
Brian, I never met a receiver who thought he was covered. You're right.
We never are. Never will be, Jason. Just put the ball up in the air. Toss play near side. Hostetler keeps his feet somehow. 3 men in black uniforms all force him back from the 20. But another quality run.
Again, they pull the guards. Good job by the receivers blocking. Opening up an alley. And we're going to be close to a first down. Oh. 2nd down? Okay. Oh, my bad. I thought he was closer to the first down marker than that.
Checking in here over in North Robinson, where the Colonel Crawford Eagles lead 7-0 over visiting Eastern tonight. And here at the Colt Corral, stacked up. And there's just not a running lane as Hostetler hit at the line of scrimmage and no more. Nicely done here by the Colts, just to hold them up.
No, I said, no, not me. That's why I said, thank you, Dave.
So after the no gain, 3rd down, they'll need right around 5.5 yards here. Could be 4-down territory anyways from just outside the red zone. Kraft throws on the run, on the money. Second connection with Shoop and his 2nd first down pickup.
A pretty simple passing, pretty simple concept. They're going to roll him right, and they're going to flood the zone to the right, and they're going to. You got 3 levels. You got a corner deep, and you got a couple out routes, 1 short, 1 intermediate. And they got man coverage, and something popped open.
Done a really nice job too of keeping these defensive ends out of the backfield. Nate Wine typically has been a problem for a lot of opposing offensive lines. He's been a bit of a non-factor so far, and almost no pressure. We haven't seen a big hit on Cameron Kraft yet.
No, the offensive line from Orville's held up so far.
On first down, first play out of the zone. Throws rolling to his left this time, and he's got a tutty. McDuffie is in there. Red Rider strike. They take the lead for the first time here on Halloween. Braylon McDuffie with his 8th touchdown catch of the season. And this is just a dime on the run.
Yeah.
Beating actually 2 men back there in coverage.
Yeah, they just ran a basic corner route, and he popped open.
What was interesting, I'd have to see the entire combination there, but it was both safeties for Clear Fork that ended up trying to guard him.
And, I was just about ready to make the comment, Brian, that Orville, the game within the game, so to speak, every time on 3rd down, they've ran the ball left. Or 2nd down, they've ran the ball left to set up a passing situation where they were going to throw right. Being a right-handed quarterback, they've allowed him to roll to his strong side. So I don't know if it's something the Clear Fork defense might be picking up on, but if you notice, if they got a situation that if it's a third or a fourth down, they're always in the ability to throw the ball to the right side of the field with a right-handed quarterback.
It works right there, and that's why they're up 14-7. We'll be back, see if the Colts have a response on their next drive.
We carry supplements that are from companies that do a lot of testing. So they will test their raw ingredients. They'll test them afterwards as well. And they're testing for both purity, and then they're also testing for potency. So things like arthritis, inflammatory bowel disease. We have a lot of supplements and also prescriptions we can recommend, and lifestyle type things that can help with that as well.
Fourteen unanswered points here at the Colt Corral now for the Red Riders. They lead at 14-7 as they get set to kick it off. But this has been kind of a nightmare so far here for Orville, and they'll keep it on the turf a couple of hops and just jump into the ground here is Quentin Reinhardt.
Well, I think the Orville special teams learned their lesson. They're just going to squib it and not take the chance of another long return.
And based on what Quentin did here, he didn't even try to run it back. He's like, there's going to be a flag anyways. Let's just hold up the horses here. Colts offense fresh off of an interception on their last drive. And this will be the longest drive that they've had so far here tonight in terms of where their starting field position is from the 34-yard line. Come out here, Schlosser in the backfield on the right. But Porter Schmidt sidecar left here for Marcus Hoflick. And it's going to be Schmidt with the call. Gets a nice block. Schlosser with a pancake. And he dives forward out across the 40. Colts have done pretty solid on first down operations.
Yeah, we talked about that before the game, that first down being an important down for the Colts. And, you know, with the exception of the holding penalty, they've done a pretty good job of staying in front of the chains. I don't think they have to complicate things too much. Be who you are. Get a hat on a hat, pound the rock.
That has been the Clear Fork way for many years down here in the Valley as they come out pro set this time. The up back gets it. Schlosser on the touchdown drive was who capped it off. He had the big run as well, but this time running into a bit of trouble as he gets knocked down by Tate Howell and maybe a yard or two on the play.
But again, you had a good first down, so you're in third and manageable. The playbook's completely open here at 3rd and 2.
See what the Colts show here. Good sized crowd over on the Orville side. They always travel well. Awesome crowd all the way around. And out in our viewing audience too, we're right around 1,000 as they try to get the speedy Schmidt to the perimeter. But speed on speed, Hostetler able to meet him on the edge. And it'll be 4th down coming up.
Decision time. See what the Colts are going to do here. You got 4th and about a yard. I don't know if you want Orville's offense right back on the field. You know, you're kind of in a catch-22 here. If you don't get it, you give them a short field. So we'll see what they come up with.
They've got the huddle. Looks like Nash Evans is in there to punt this thing away, but a lot of eyeballs fixated over on the sideline.
Orville has nobody back to return the punt, so they're not buying this.
Not at all. So if it's Wolf tickets being sold, they are not going to be customers. As it's a high snap, and Nash is going to run for it. Oh, not a good decision by the Colts. 3-yard loss.
We talked about tricks on Halloween. That was the first one, and that one backfired.
So Orville not caught off guard. And Red Rider Nation up on their feet. Loving the stop. And for Clear Fork, I think they kind of gave it away with everybody was kind of looking over like, do we still try it?
That's what I don't understand if there was like 2 plays called. You know, they could have been like, hey, if they take a guy or 2 back to receive the punt, we'll go ahead and run it. But if you don't see anybody back to catch the punt it. So I don't know if some things got crossed up. There's a miscommunication there. If it was just a straight fake the whole way, I don't know.
And Evans, too, trying to spill it out to the left. You saw no blocking was set up that way.
Yeah, it was just odd.
Perhaps up the middle, he had a chance instead. Turnover on down, second in a row. Giveaways for the Colts in business.
This is a great area for Orville to try to take a shot deep here.
Little eye candy pre-snap. They fake the jet sweep to Woodruff, and how about this? Carrying 4 Colts with him goes Hostetler for a 9-yard gain. This man, he never misses leg day, you can tell.
Again, both guards and the tackle pulled, and they opened up the hole. Like I said, follow the guards. The guards will take you to the football.
So easy for us to spot up here in the booth, isn't it?
Yeah.
If only it was that simple down on the field for the defenses. And for the Colts, you got to be guessing a lot here. There's been plenty of different misdirections and movements as they throw this on the run. And how about the sophomore? His 3rd first down catch and as many grabs.
Yeah, credit to Orville's offensive play calling. They've really got the Colts defense on their heels. It's been a good mix of run and pass, and we knew that coming in. You know, they are a very balanced offense, and right now they got kind of Clear Fork's kind of guessing on defense. Not a good place to be right now.
Shoop with his 24th grab of the season. It's been a possession receiver for them.
And Brian, you know, you talked earlier about Clear Fork's ability to get pressure on the quarterback all year. It hasn't happened today. So credit to the Orville offensive line. They're doing a nice job up front.
They have 2 of the 6 best sack creators in the MOAC, have not even touched the signal caller here tonight, Cameron Kraft, who's not checked out either. We saw over the last couple of weeks, Mark Lorson, he'll check in, 6'4" sophomore, but he's been sidelined so far, and you kind of like the move, the way that this offense is working.
You know, if it's not broke, don't fix it if it's not broken. Kraft's been dealing. What's he still have, the 1 incompletion?
That's it.
I mean, he's got the hot hand right now, so you might as well ride it.
It looks like Seneca East has the hot hand tonight. Or excuse me, this is Strasburg Franklin. Different Tigers. Lucas Cubs on the road tonight. And Lucas down 21-0 as there's another pitch and catch. Good looking completion and a first down made here into the hands of Case McDaniel. He's been sharp.
Yeah.
Tackle made by Jacob Brokaw. And a good-looking pass.
Well, like I said, you know, Clear Fork's, they're in a tough spot. You know, you keep letting Orville get free releases and let them throw hitches and slants all day, or do you come up and gamble getting beat deep because you're going to put pressure on the corners?
Got the big boys in here. Heavy set. Colts meet them in the backfield. The linebackers come swarming. Schlosser's in there. Gets a little bit of help from Davis Hoflick from the safety spot. And they're going to make this a 4th down and 1 coming up, and a chance to really make a statement here if you're Clear Fork.
If the Colts ever needed a play on defense, it's right now. This is a huge play early in this ball game.
Ball marked at the 14-yard line. Orville's been keeping them on their toes.
Again, another 4th down situation. If they want to throw, they could roll right.
About 3:40 showing for this 4th down play. They'll snap it straight ahead. It's going to depend on the spot. Boy, is this close.
Yeah, I got a tough angle up here in the box to tell.
The referee that marked the football is saying move the sticks.
Yep, looks like they're going to give Orville the first down.
And at the spot there, Mr. Beans, that's exactly where they needed to get.
Yeah, they didn't get an inch more than they needed, did
No.
they?
Just the bare necessities right there. So Kraft gets his instructions. He'll check back in. And Clear Fork on defense. No hands on hips yet. See if they can get some pressure up front.
See if Orville doesn't roll to the right here.
Pitch play. Submarines. Well done that time. Sellers comes in and helps make the stop. Hostetler just absolutely nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go, but he always seems to fall forward, doesn't he? It's a sign of a good back.
Yeah, it actually ends up going for a slight gain. They'll give him a yard. Can still pick up a first down inside of the 4-yard line.
We got man coverage up here on McDuffie. See if they take a shot. Sure do. That's a great tackle.
Yeah, driven backwards. Nash Evans one-on-one. And that's been the man that's typically, when they're in the man situations, Nash has been taken on.
No, they had the matchup they wanted. That's just a great play.
It's officially a gain of 3.
Forward progress, I guess.
3rd down and 6. And a really big play coming up here on both sides as the clock melting away down towards the 2-minute mark.
Be an ideal time for Clear Fork to get some pressure on the quarterback right now.
They fake the throw to the outside and almost picked. It looked like it was going to go into the hands of Marcus Hoflick, but you got to credit Woodruff. Just put out the pinky and just was able to knock it away last second. Ooh.
Yeah, that was almost the break the Colts needed right there.
Offense is going to stay out here for the Red Riders on this 4th down. They could extend the lead by 2 scores, Jason.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know they've only attempted 1 field goal this year. They made it, but they've only attempted 1 in, 10 and a half games now. So maybe not a lot of confidence in their kicker or his range, maybe.
So they'll talk things over. Timeout taken by the Riders out on the field. Let's take a look here at Region 14. We know the Shelby Whippets. That's what's waiting on the other side for the victor here tonight. Bath, they get the bye as well. And then the Galleon Tigers, the number 2 seed. And regardless of who moves on, Bay or Cloverleaf, I'm a big Twitter guy. I'm hearing that the Tigers should be on upset alert with some injuries they had last week, and you saw the game.
Yeah, it was, I don't want to be too critical, but, the Galleon Clear Fork game last week, both teams looked fairly listless. And Galleon definitely is, they need a wake-up call. They had a horrible injury last week, and Colts, as their best receiver, ended up breaking his leg. He's going to be out for the year.
Jacob Chambers is going to be sidelined for Galleon, and they don't really have – the sophomores are good, love the Hay kids. However, they're not quite that vertical threat that Jacob Chambers
Chambers is their home run hitter. That's a huge loss for them.
Yeah, number 2 in the MOAC in both receiving yards and touchdowns. And a great scene here. Not as many costumes as I was expecting, Jason, I got to say.
Hey, these are serious football fans here. They're not messing around. It's the playoffs.
That's true. No clown procedures out here tonight.
This is Clear Fork and Orville. This is serious business.
So here we go. 4th down play coming up. The offense snaps it. They move the football. A little bit of pressure. The throw to the end zone picks off.
Somebody...
Davis Hoflick got wrecked at the end of the play. Big tackle by Hostetler. He's a little shaken up.
Yeah, he got hit pretty good. He's still down.
But this is a takeaway and a stop for the Colt defense. And the first time they've got pressure here tonight. But how about this? Woo hit, according to my man, Zach Truax. Actually, no, tonight we're going to call it a boo hit.
In honor of Halloween, it'll be a boo hit.
You just hope that Davis, a little bit shaken up. He's still down on the turf, getting examined right now.
Yeah, you need him to get up. He's a big part of your football team. Again, we talked about Orville being in position on 3rd and 4th downs to roll right with the pass with a right-handed quarterback. And maybe Clear Fork finally caught wind of that because they closed down the floodgates on that flood route.
Able to make a nice stop here.
Yeah.
Do want to say what's up to everybody. Angela Mullins says, go Devin Oswald. Mommy sends out some love. Roger Parton just said wow with a mad face. I'm guessing that came during a penalty. Chad and Lori Richards says she loves the special effects for Halloween. The hand coming out of the dirt. Our producer here tonight, Adam Thompson, cooked all those up. Jeff Frankfurt says Beans sounds like a natural on the air tonight. How about it? And then Angela Mullins, Marie Schisler each cheered on the Colts tonight. About 200 of y'all watching together out there on the Facebooks. Keep the comments coming, folks.
Just so you know, I keep Jeff Frankfurt on my payroll. I pay him very well
thank you, Jeff.
to make those comments.
Earning your paycheck this week.
Thanks, big guy.
That's what it's all about. Yeah, we got a lot of OH Report staffers out there getting paid a lot of nickels for the comments. So thank you, guys. And I love it. The future. This is what it's all about. People ask me all the time about just programs. What do you notice maybe sometimes with the great programs? It's the bitty football kids. It's the middle schoolers. How do you tie them all together and make them feel like they're a part of the varsity roster? That's how you do it right there.
I'll tell you, that's how programs are built.
Got a good one down here in the valley. Of course, a great one up in Orville. And a good game going 14-7 on our customized by Ronda scoreboard tonight. See if Clear Fork's pretty content just to take it into the break, trailing by a touchdown. A couple of lengthy drives by Orville. They really burned up a lot of the clock.
Yeah, we talked a lot about Orville's passing game and how they like to play on the perimeter and the big plays, but it hasn't been a big plays for Orville. It's been it's been a short, kind of consistent passing game, almost the old San Francisco 49ers West Coast offense kind of vibe.
There we go. And it worked for them to the tune of quite a few Super Bowls back in the Joe Montana, Steve Young days. Bucko 8 to go. Inside give. And you see Schlosser able to wiggle forward for a minimal gain. And a couple whistles going to stop it. We're going to get a timeout taken by the defense. So the Red Riders, they want to get their offense back on the field one last time if they can.
Yeah, does that leave Orville with one timeout left, I believe?
They do have one more timeout.
Yeah.
And a good look over at the contingent of fans here.
Well, this is big here because Orville, if I believe right, they get the ball to start the second half, correct?
They will.
Yeah. So this is a big portion here. If you're Clear Fork, you don't want to give them the ball back here and allow them to score any more points before they go in the locker room and then have to kick the ball right back to them and start the second half. So this minute 19 seconds is pretty big here.
Colts need about 4 yards here to pick up the first down, and then if they do that, Jason, they might just be content just to kind of take it into the break.
Yeah, I think if they get a first down here, I don't think they'll try anything crazy. They'll take a knee, go to the locker room, and regroup.
Clear Fork cheerleaders certainly trying to get the home fans all gassed up here. As we're just south of a minute to go. Hopefully brings a man in motion. He'll fake it. Call his own number. Oh. And he'll be
I think
knocked
he's
down
short.
Shy, yeah. Shy of the 20-yard line. Needed to get to the 20.5.
And Orville immediately calls timeout.
Shout out to Contact Industries for sponsoring our instant replays tonight. And yeah, fourth down, and the way that this offense has been moving for Orville, out of timeouts, but of course the clock will stop with first downs. I think they've got an excellent chance to try to add to this lead.
Yeah, the question is, do you come after the punter in this situation or not, or do you set up a return? I think whatever you do, I think you have to make sure you catch the ball if the punt gets off. You can't let the ball bounce and roll around. I think you got to, at worst, you call a fair catch the ball.
And for the Colts, too, I mean, you just faked the last punt. You only need a yard this time.
I don't think you're messing around with a fake here. I think you got to trust your kids to cover a punt. I think you got to trust your kids to cover a punt here.
Got Nash Evans in. And nobody back again here for Orville. So It looks like they're coming after him or just not buying that they're not going to try to run this again. Evans, though, will unleash it off his right foot.
It's a great punt.
Yeah, it takes a nice tumble.
Well, and, from the flip side of it, maybe Orville's happy. We'll go in the locker room up 14-7, knowing they're getting the ball first to start the second half.
They will have 36 seconds to go. Big-time wide receivers. Don't want to make a mistake either, though, if you're the Red Riders.
No, it's interesting because of the good punt, it might have changed the play call in this first down. Orville just may run the ball or even take a knee and get out of here.
No more timeouts for the Riders. Do just have to snap it one time. I mean, Clear Fork's got a couple timeouts. Not so sure they even want to use them.
I don't think Clear Fork would burn any here. Like I said, I think, you're on the road, you're up 7. I think, but that's why we're up here talking about it, and that's why they're down there coaching. So that's the nature of the beast. But
so what will the first-year head coach, Brent Bassencon, do here? How aggressive do you elect to get? Crafts played incredibly well. Only 2 incompletions, 1, though, for an INT in the end zone. And they're going to go with the
second trick
play.
of the game, and he's open.
Underthrown, but still the catch is made. Gorgeous setup. Woodruff hauls it in off the toss. Wow. Pretty good throw. If he puts a little bit of air under that, that goes for 6.
And they spike it. Wow, great play call.
That's exactly what you would want if you are Orville. Let's check it out one more time here. Just a dime from McDuffie.
I was going to say, guess who threw it? McDuffie's been all over the place today.
Second throw of the season for McDuffie. He's completed them both. Just an athlete, man. The first one went for 46 yards. That one for about the same, about 40. They're looking for him this time, and McDuffie off the tip. Touchdown, Orville. We thought that there would be some type of wild, mysterious things on this Halloween night. That one really sticks out.
Boy, that's a backbreaker. I mean, the coverage was there. They had two guys right there.
Not even a tip, just a sure-handed grab.
Yeah.
I thought Sellers flicked it towards him, but just a big, strong hands. McDuffie on a double team. Doesn't matter.
It's the advantage of being 6'5". Throw it up there and let the big guy go get it.
What a change in the narrative of this game here. McDuffie with the completion. Now he hauls in the big-time touchdown. And just like that, Jason, 21-7. We got to see this one again. 42-yard strike. McDuffie right over Sellers.
Yeah, give Kraft credit. He threw one up and gave his guy a chance to make a play, and he did. Actually, he made two big plays. He threw the pass to get him down there, then he caught the touchdown pass.
Biggest game of the night so far for either team. The 42 yards right there. Stretches it out. Last two touchdowns by Mr. McDuffie.
Well,
Just a special talent.
Yeah, Brian, you asked about Coach Besanson. What was he going to do in this situation? We sat here and speculated. Take a knee, go to the locker room.
Answered.
Yeah. Yep, first-year coach, and he's the playoffs. He's going to roll the dice, and every second on the clock he's going to take advantage of. Good for him. Paid off.
Colts fans a bit stunned right now, looking around here on the home bleachers.
Well, the way Orville's kicking games went tonight, this first half may not be over.
They'll squib it again. This time it makes its way all the way back. And this will be a return and a pretty nice one. Brokaw spins out of traffic. And he's into Orville territory. Not a ton of time as the clock stops with 9 seconds to go. Clear Fork with 2 timeouts.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, when Orville kicks, it's always an adventure, I guess.
Nice return, too, by Brokaw.
I think it's human nature. Naturally, when you hear squib kick, I think the guys covering the kick naturally just kind of let up, expecting the guy to fall on the ball like they did on the last time. That didn't happen.
Clear Fork's gouged them for 3 kick returns so far tonight. Had a kick return touchdown wiped off the board via penalty, and another one, a nice return by Oswalt, wiped out by a flag. This one will stand, but not a ton of time.
You still got a timeout in your bag.
Orville playing more or less prevent defense. They still get pressure. And that's going to finish this first half. Look at this move off the edge. Beating a first-team All-MOAC performer in Evan Hamilton. And the sack made there by Tate Howe brings the Riders up to their feet.
Part of that's product of the play call. I mean, you're essentially in a Hail Mary situation, so you got to take time to let your receivers get down the field. So that happens a lot.
Orville, 21 unanswered points here on Halloween night. We are going to take a commercial break. We'll be back. We will have the halftime band show. Each marching band going to be out here on the field. I see Orville is already warmed up, so let's get to break action so we can be back and we will watch Red Riders on the march.
When it comes to comfort, every degree matters. At Buckeye Horizon, we proudly install and maintain Trane heating and cooling systems built to last, engineered for performance. And with our expert service, your home stays comfortable year-round. No matter the season, we'll keep your system running at its best. Call Buckeye Horizon at 419-529-2738, your local Trane comfort specialist.
We carry supplements that are from companies that do a lot of testing. So they will test their raw ingredients. They'll test them afterwards as well. And they're testing for both purity, and then they're also testing for potency. So things like arthritis, inflammatory bowel disease. We have a lot of supplements and also prescriptions we can recommend, and lifestyle type things that can help with that as well.
T-shirts. Anybody want t-shirts?
At Mechanics Bank, we're more than your local bank. We're your neighbors, your fans, and proud supporters of our local schools. From touchdowns to goals, classrooms to communities, we're here for you. Because at Mechanics Bank, our home field advantage is supporting you.
During both the 1970s, but none more defined the group or their sound than Carry On, Wayward Son. Released on their 1976 album, Leftoverture, it would be the group's first top 40 single and continues to dominate the airwaves today, thanks to the popularity of classic rock radio. We continue with Carry On, Wayward Son.
It'll go on when I turn it on, but then after that, it's like it's dead.
We conclude this evening's halftime performance with the highest charting single for the band, Walk the Moon. The song is based on a real-life experience lead singer Nicholas Pertica had at an LA area nightclub when his girlfriend, dressed in a black dress and beat-up red chucks, invited him to dance. Here is the chart-topping Shut Up and Dance. Ladies and gentlemen, the pride of the Red Riders, the Orville Marching Band. The Orville Band would like to thank the Clear Fork Marching Band and their director for their outstanding hospitality this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field the pride of the Valley, the 2025 Clear Fork High School Marching Band. The band is led on the field by Captain Savannah Mazzola, Caden Detmer, Austin Van Houten, Clayton Lewis, Chloe Stewart, Xavier Caldell, and Callie New. Tonight, the band is sponsored by McGregor Mortgage, Edward Jones, Raffon Jewelers, Waltman Auctioneers, Carpenters Local 735, Edward Jones, Park National Bank, and Stokes Fresh Market. To kick things off tonight, the band will perform a mashup of two 80s classics that are perfect for a Halloween halftime, presented with our own special twist. Here are Ghostbusters and Michael Jackson's Thriller. classic from 1971, featuring Hudson Shegg on alto saxophone. Here is Get It On. Ladies and gentlemen, the pride of the Valley, the 2025 Clear Fork High School Marching Band.
When it comes to comfort, every degree matters. At Buckeye Horizon, we proudly install and maintain Trane heating and cooling systems built to last, engineered for performance. And with our expert service, your home stays comfortable year-round. No matter the season, we'll keep your system running at its best. Call Buckeye Horizon at 419-529-2738, your local Trane comfort specialist.
We carry supplements that are from companies that do a lot of testing. So they will test their raw ingredients. They'll test them afterwards as well. And they're testing for both purity, and then they're also testing for potency. So things like arthritis, inflammatory bowel disease. We have a lot of supplements and also prescriptions we can recommend, and lifestyle type things that can help with that as well.
T-shirts. Anybody want T-shirts?
At Mechanics Bank, we're more than your local bank. We're your neighbors, your fans, and proud supporters of our local schools. From touchdowns to goals, classrooms to communities, we're here for you. Because at Mechanics Bank, our home field advantage is supporting you.
This spooky high school football performance where Clear Fork trails Orville 7-21 in the Valley is brought to you live and free thanks to Global Energy Partners, helping communities with exceptional work while utilizing local businesses. Also by Customized by Ronda. She can customize any apparel, most accessories, and even build your own online store. By Contact Industries, Inc. Schmidt Security Pro. From the field to your front door, trust Schmidt Security to protect what matters most. Buckeye Horizon. Tonight's broadcast is presented by Buckeye Horizon Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your local trained comfort specialist. Mechanics Bank, Richland County's only independent community bank. And finally, by Wellspring Custom Pharmacy and Health Source, helping you choose effective vitamins and supplements, and they can prepare custom medications as prescribed by your healthcare provider or veterinarian to manage hormone balance, mouth soreness, pain, autoimmune conditions, and many more. We'll be back with your halftime stats in just a moment.
We carry supplements that are from companies that do a lot of testing. So they will test their raw ingredients. They'll test them afterwards as well. And they're testing for both purity, and then they're also testing for potency. So things like arthritis, inflammatory bowel disease. We have a lot of supplements and also prescriptions we can recommend, and lifestyle type things that can help with that as well.
It's halftime here in the Valley. 21-7 your score here on Old Hallows Eve. 21 unanswered points right now for the Red Riders, including a huge touchdown just before the break to take command. I'm Brian Skowronski. Jason Beans is with me, and Orville's about to get the football first. All the momentum is on their side right now, and if you're Clear Fork, it feels like it's a make-or-break drive coming right out of the break.
Yeah, you almost feel like you have to get a stop here to try to stop the momentum and stay in this game. And you know, the thought has even crossed my mind. It might be a little too early for this, but the way Orville's moved the ball up and down the field, do you think about onside kicking here this opening kickoff?
It's a possibility that you might not overlook, and why not, you know, at this point in the game, because you haven't really slowed down their offense. Even when you did get off the field, they drove it down to about the 12-yard line before throwing an interception. As you're looking at all the first half highlights, the biggest one so far, and Obviously, McDuffie's been the standout. He's got 2 touchdown catches, had the big pass that I think you could argue is the biggest play of the game right now.
Yeah, that was a big play. At 14-7, you go in the locker room for your Clear Fork, you make a couple adjustments, you feel pretty good about things, but the last minute of that first half was a real backbreaker for the Colts.
Yeah, no question about it. So we'll take a look at those first half stats here presented by GEP, and you're going to see the first downs very lopsided. Orville able to move the ball pretty much at will, and the total yards is more than 2-1 right now in favor of the Red Riders, and of course they're going to get the football first here out of the break. So it's been them on offense, and Clear Fork just electing to go with that zero coverage. Talked to a lot of people here in the press box, and they all kind of have the same sentiment that if Clear Fork doesn't come out of that, they don't got a chance.
Yeah, they're really in a bind. You let Orville continue to nickel and dime you down the field, or do you come up and take the danger of getting beat on the big play? I mean, so they're in a real tight spot here.
And as that wraps up our halftime show, we're back to action. Colts do kick it deep. And off the return, a little sliver through the middle before Clear Fork takes them down at about the 27-yard line. Return there by Tyson Woodruff. And a big drive, as we sort of detailed for both sides here. If you're Orville, you can almost put a stake through the hearts here of Clear Fork, and the Colts definitely need to stop here to try to keep pace.
Yeah, we talked about McDuffie, about the first half he had, but let's give Cameron Kraft some credit. He was dealing. He was spreading the wealth to everybody, and did a nice job. And the offensive line did a nice job giving him time to throw.
Yeah, really impressed with what number 12 was able to do. Very organized offense. But they're going to put it in the hands of their junior back, Hostetler, here to start off this drive. He'll get upended, maybe a yard on the play. Clear Fork, they've done a pretty nice job against the run for the most part.
Yeah, I think they held under Orville under 40 yards rushing for the first half. And again, the strength of Clear Fork is right in the middle of the teeth of that defense, and they've done a nice job all night of stopping that.
Been the best run-stopping defense in the MOAC all year. Multiple first league defenders. On this second down run to the outside, Hostetler, a big crease. Parker into enemy territory, keeping his feet, and drags the tackler down to about the 30-yard line. A huge burst and a big-time gain here for the Red Riders.
Again, they just went off tackle, pulled the guards, and they sealed off the end, and there was just nobody there.
Able to burst to the second level, didn't even get touched until he was in Clear Fork territory. And the Red Rider fans enjoying the view here tonight in the Valley. Bring a man in motion, they'll fake it, give it to Parker again, running near side.
Nifty little play there. Earlier in the day, earlier in the night, they ran that jet, and they ran a counter off of it there. They faked the jet and then countered back with Hostetler.
This time it was Shoop that they faked it to. Gets a couple of eyeballs and maybe just a half-second indecision there for Clear Fork.
Not every block has to be a pancake. A step in the wrong direction here or there, all you have to do is give a guy an angle to get in the way to open up a crease.
Second is short. This time they do hand it off to Shoop. And the sophomore taken down here. Schlosser with the stop. And it'll be just shy of first down yardage. They'll officially mark it for a 2-yard gain.
Schlosser did a really nice job of working himself down the line.
Just wrestling him down to the turf. Shoop checks out. He had 3 catches. All went for first downs in that first half. But everybody was eaten over on that Orville side in the passing game. Great efficiency so far from Cameron Kraft. But they'll come out, big bodies, and a nice crease. Hostetler, first down and more. Inside of the 12-yard line, Parker a little slow to pull himself up off the turf here. But it's another nice run. He's got about 9 more yards added onto his totals tonight.
Well, you know, that's the product of what you did in the first half. If you're Orville, you're able to spread the Clear Fork defense out with the plays to the width, to the boundaries of the field. Now the middle of that defense is starting to open up a little bit.
Fresh set just outside the 10-yard line, can pick up a first down. New back into the game, Travis Pomneo, and he's able to barrel up, taking Marcus Hoflick down inside the 2, and that will be a first down. And they're set up first and goal here, Beans, and a chance to, like I said, really take command of this game.
Yeah, they can really put a stranglehold on this game. They get the ball in the end zone here. What I've noticed the last couple of plays, that since they have spread McDuffie out, they've taken the corner. They've also taken the safety out, and they've put the safety over top of the corner. So maybe that's opened some stuff up in the middle of the last 2 running plays because there's no free safety in the middle of the field. He's over with the corner on McDuffie's side.
Pomneo's in there. He's the lead blocker. It's Kraft. He's over the goal line. How about 27 unanswered points here for the Red Riders? And things are starting to get spooky out of here if you're a Colts fan. Such promise for Clear Fork with the start. Took the lead 7-0. And since then, the Orville offense, they have been hotter than a tea kettle out here, just blazing up and down the field.
Yeah, there's nothing cute about that drive. That was just a good old-fashioned football drive. They essentially ran the ball down the Colts' throat.
Looking to add one extra, and it will make it 28-7. We'll step aside. Clear Fork got a lot of work to do when we come back.
Okay, we got t-shirts. Anybody want t-shirts?
At Mechanics Bank, we're more than your local bank. We're your neighbors, your fans, and proud supporters of our local schools. From touchdowns to goals, classrooms to communities, we're here for you. Because at Mechanics Bank, our home field advantage is supporting you.
A full bag of treats getting collected here for Orville tonight. Here's the latest, the quarterback. He's been incredibly efficient through the sky, and then here it is, his first true carry where they called his number tonight and Cameron Kraft into the end zone. And it kind of got the making here of blowout territory if Clear Fork can't respond right here. Very critical ensuing drive here for the Colts. This has been their best offense tonight on the special teams. Evans spinning, dragging, pushing, pulling, and it's going to be solid field position again for Clear Fork at least.
You know, field position has not been an issue for Clear Fork tonight. Even with the penalties on the earlier kickoffs, they still had good field position to start these drives.
Since that first drive, though, Colts have been scoreless. They marched down the field in 2.5 minutes on their opening drive. Since then, Orville forced a turnover. Got him off the field on a 4th down as well, a fake punt. Now you see a gloved Marcus Hoflick taking the snap, or excuse me, I'm sorry, he just took me off guard. Ben Campbell was out there, and that's the Wildcat situation, and he's got a nice run. How about 11 yards to start it off? So a little wrinkle here from the Colts.
Gave us a different look, got a first down. Hoflick's back in the game. I would expect the Colts to start moving in and out of the huddle a little more fast.
He's flanked out right now to the left side, as again it's going to be Campbell. He'll be the featured back on this run as well. Left side, found a little hole, and it goes for a pickup of 4 yards. 7.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. And you're right, every second so valuable here for Clear Fork. It'll be interesting to see if at some point, maybe after this drive, if they get a touchdown, if it gets a little bit more of a heavier pace going. And again, it looks like they're going to flank them out and just go with Ben Campbell.
Yeah.
Makes a nice move, but then snatched down by the ankles.
He was close to squirting out of there.
As Parker Hostetler was able to get him by the shoestring.
Making a tackle for Orville. It brings up 3rd down and 3 for Clear Fork.
3rd and 3 coming up.
In this situation, in ball game, you've got 2 downs to get 3 yards, essentially. From here on out, I think if you get the ball on this side of the field or on Orville side of the field, you're going for it as long as the score stays the way it is.
Same exact look. And again, faking to the outside. Campbell leaps forward. And at the spot, he should have the 1st down, though it's going to be awful close. They're going to mark him.
Wow.
Wow, and those are the football short?
We've got a pretty good look at it here. I don't know if that wasn't the real favorable spot, I don't think. Take another look at it here on the replay.
Yeah, right there, you see the football hits down, and it certainly appeared as though they got it. Here on a 4th down, he will. Big hit delivered by McDuffie, but the Colts offense can stay on the field out to the 31-yard line, and a woo hit made right there.
Well, the Colts have seemed to found something in this Wildcat. We'll see if they stick with it.
They're going to revert back to a regular look here with Marcus. They hand it off Porter Schmidt. He wiggles to the outside, throwing a stiff arm, and Schmidt down to the 6-yard line. Clear Fork with the rushing attack. That's all it's been so far tonight. Well done, big hole. Give credit to the fellas up front.
Yeah, the big fellas opened that up, and Clear Fork's getting back to the basics. Let's go back to playing Clear Fork football and be who we are. Let's run the ball. Let's get physical and get a hat on a hat.
So it's an excellent run for Schmidt, his best so far here of the night. Colts fans urging the team to get into the end zone here. 1st and goal, handoff Schmidt right side, and he's in there. Clear Fork with a huge response. They pick up on the other end of the phone.
Great answer by the Colts, and obviously a must-score situation. They answered the bell. Big possession there.
Colts with a nice drive, good response. Fireworks popping off here in Bellville. Nice answer here for Clear Fork. Nash Evans with the PAT. You see the bubbles floating through the sky here. We've got a ball game, just a 2-score differential now. The latest touchdown run, Porter Schmidt to pull Clear Fork within 14.
Okay, we got t-shirts. Anybody want t-shirts?
At Mechanics Bank, we're more than your local bank. We're your neighbors, your fans, and proud supporters of our local schools. From touchdowns to goals, classrooms to communities, we're here for you. Because at Mechanics Bank, our home field advantage is supporting you.
Clear Fork stops the bleeding a bit. And sometimes in the scary movies, the good guys, they'll get away. You know, they'll get a little wound and they're able to scamper away or at least limp or crawl or whatever. And it seems like that's what the Colts have done here, picking up on the other ends.
You know, this second half is a mirror image of the first half. Both teams got the ball and went right down the field and scored. Let's see what kind of adjustments both teams make after the first possessions.
Colts have not really been able to slow down this Orville offensive attack. Decent return, fighting through traffic there. Abram Perez Lopez.
Yeah, that actually was a fairly nice return. At the point of contact. I thought, the Colts were going to do a pretty good job of hemming them in, but he did a nice job of getting out and giving the Red Riders decent field position to start this drive.
23, first and 10, Orville.
Colts desperately could use a stop here. And for Orville, just keep doing what you've been doing. You've been able to expose them so far here on the short passes. The running attack really picked up last drive.
Yeah, it's interesting. We'll see how they want to play this because the short passing game in the first half, but the first drive of the second half, the running game got going.
And there it is in the slot. Simple football, Aiden Shoop.
Back to the first half game plan. We're going to throw hitches and hots and slants and we'll take 7, 8, 9 yards of crack.
31-yard line.
You see just how much they're playing off there within the slot position. Jacob Brokaw giving up a full 10 yards, so that's easy candy, just like saying trick or treat.
As a former quarterback, that's license to steal. I see that, my eyes light up.
8-yard gain to start off this drive, second and short. Hostetler running right. Driven back, Schlosser got him. Porter Schmidt as well in the backfield. They're going to make it about a quarter of a yard loss right here to bring up a third down.
Big play for the Clear Fork defense here.
And we knew this coming into the game that the strength for the Colts was to try to slow them down in the middle. And for Orville, they've tested it out just to try to keep them honest, if you will. But everything for them has kind of been big to the outside.
Yeah. Anything's been from the hash mark to the sidelines.
See what they do here. Looks like just straight up man-to-man, zero coverage.
They got double coverage on McDuffie out top.
Yeah, no safety helping. Here's Parker.
Again, like I said, when they take that double coverage, they take that free safety out of the middle of the field. And that, you don't think like it's to be that big of a deal. You move one chess piece away, but it's a big deal.
Oh, that's just a gorgeous cut. A little high step out across the 40-yard line. Massive first down gains here for Orville to try to silence this crowd a little bit and get the momentum back on your side.
Well, and you got a 2-score lead, and the clock's your friend as well. So you're running the ball, you're running clock, keeping Clear Fork's offense on the sidelines.
Hostetler's been getting going so far these first couple of drives of this third quarter.
Uh-oh.
Directing traffic, busted coverage too tall.
Yeah, I kind of tipped up off the play. I saw it down here at the bottom of the screen. I saw the pump fake, and I saw the Clear Fork defenders bite, and I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah, there it is. You see the bottom of your screen, and then McDuffie exiting. Then a little bit of a lick to the back from Davis Hoflick.
But you can see on that replay that they had double coverage with the safety still on top. They had 3 guys. So if you see, you got a safety come at the end of the play that was 20 yards away.
And still somehow wide open.
Yeah, I know, yeah. Well, not supposed to work that way, but Colts got a break. Ball was overthrown.
Yeah, this senior's having some kind of a last season. So they move the pocket and a little underthrown. Snatched up off the turf by Woodruff. He's pushed out right near the marker.
Yeah, again, back to what they did the first half. They're going to roll him right. They're going to flood the zone, and there's the out. And again, also, smart by the Orville offense. By rolling him out, that in a way negates the pressure that Clear Fork can get on the quarterback. He's not sitting there like a lame duck in the pocket. They got him on the move, and so that in a way that'll neutralize and has neutralized Clear Fork's pass rush.
And by my very unofficial count, Clear Fork has 1 quarterback pressure, and they got an interception off of it.
Yes.
Fullback leads into the hole. Here's Parker.
They only needed a yard, and I believe they got it.
See Hopefully coming up from the safety spot, helping make the stop along with Devin Oswald. Haven't called his name a bunch on defense here tonight. First team all MOAC selection. Enemy territory here. First snap on the other side of the 50. Saw Sellers exit the way that they were running. It didn't matter. There's Oswald getting in, helping on back-to-back stops.
They're behind the line of scrimmage
He and Ben Campbell all year have been getting the ball carriers, and this is prime.
We talked about we haven't mentioned Oswald's name a lot, but again, that goes back to Orville's game plan. They've kind of stayed away from the middle of the field and kept everything out on the perimeter. So they put an onus on Clear Fork's corners and safeties to make plays tonight.
Second down, $1:15 to go here in this third quarter. Here's some pressure. Out of the pocket and plenty of room out in front for Parker Hostetler. Oh goodness, a block downfield inside the 10, and he drives his way to the 5. 45-yard pickup. Where's the defense?
Well, we talked about not being able to get pressure on the quarterback. They finally dialed something up and got some pressure. The problem is when you put pressure and you blitz, you gamble, and you don't get home, you put everybody out there on an island, and there was nobody there responsible for the running back. Everybody had ran off deep, so your corners and safeties were in coverage deep. You blitzed, you didn't get home. That's the gamble you take, and it came up snake eyes this time.
First and goal now for Orville. Parker utilized again, and he'll get dumped down around the 3-yard line.
About 1 yard on the play down to the 3-yard line.
And again, Hostetler continues to fall forward, even on his short gains.
And with the play clock where it's at, they're just going to let it run out. All that remains here is money time. That is coming up here on the other side of the break. Orville looking to pretty much slam the door shut when we come back.
We carry supplements that are from companies that do a lot of testing. So they will test their raw ingredients. They'll test them afterwards as well. And they're testing for both purity, and then they're also testing for potency. So things like arthritis, inflammatory bowel disease. We have a lot of supplements and also prescriptions we can recommend, and lifestyle type things that can help with that as well.
We've got your fourth quarter action here from the Colt Corral, or as we like to call it here on the OH Report. This is money time, and for Orville, looking to knock down the door, really take command. Here's the quarterback looking for a second straight rushing touchdown, but he's going to be forced back at the goal line to make it third down.
I'm not one to second guess Orville's play calling because it's been fantastic tonight, but you're in that situation, I'm giving the ball to Hostetler until he gets in the end zone or Clear Fork gets the ball back.
Yes, all great ideas. So third and goal coming up here from the 1.
Looks like they're going to jumbo package here.
Under center, they hand it off. Hostetler met. And resistance by the Colts there at the 1-yard line. So a decision to be made here on a 4th down, and I certainly feel like they've only attempted 1 field goal. They're going to try to run this one in from the 1.
Yeah, I don't think there's much of a decision here. I think you challenge your offensive lineman here.
I think so, too.
We got to get a yard to put this game away. And if you're the Colts, you got to be thinking this is our last stand.
Big 4th down. Everybody up in the box here. They'll push the pile, and they will get in. Cameron Kraft for the second time in as many drives for Orville. Able to breach the defense and they extend the lead back out to a 3-score game.
They stole the old tush push out of the Philadelphia Eagles playbook, and it worked to get him in the end zone.
Kraft's only 2 carries pretty much tonight, taking him across the goal line. A big one right here. Critical down on a 4th down. And for the Colts in the stampede here tonight, you're going to have to see one of those good old-fashioned Halloween miracles. Need one of those Jamie Lee Curtis escapes. He's got to poke him in the eye with a clothes hanger and just run out of the room.
You might need clothes hangers, machetes, everything you can find in the closet and the garage. You better use it now.
The problem with that is somehow, some way, Michael Myers always comes back. We'll see if that's the Red Riders. We're going to take a timeout. We'll be back here with more 4th quarter.
When it comes to comfort, every degree matters. At Buckeye Horizon, we proudly install and maintain Trane heating and cooling systems built to last, engineered for performance. And with our expert service, your home stays comfortable year-round. No matter the season, we'll keep your system running at its best. Call Buckeye Horizon at 419-529-2738, your local Trane comfort specialist.
Just under 11 minutes to go here in this game, and we're taking a peek in on the Danville Blue Devils. How about the number 11 seed? They're almost up 50 on the road tonight up in Steubenville and running away with this. Another touchdown run. Wow, what a big game for Danville. And a big return here. This has been Clear Fork tonight, and kind of the feather in their cap on the return game as Nash Evans takes it out to the 35-yard line. But a lot of work to do if you're Clear Fork in this offense. Colts, though, were able to move it down the field. Touchdown on their last drive. See if they can improve on what they just racked up. The problem, though, for the Colts was that everything was on the ground, and that's pretty much been the offense for them tonight. You're probably going to have to start putting it up like they do right here. Oswalt, attacked by McDuffie immediately, picks up 3.
Number 11's been all over the field.
But another, you know what?
Yeah.
Boo! Hit.
You know, the other thing about that last Orville drive, it also shoots almost 6 minutes off the clock.
Yes, sir.
So not only did they get in the end zone, but, I mean, Clear Fork only had the ball one time in the 3rd quarter.
Orville's offense has been on the field quite a bit here tonight. Colts looking to swing it out to Porter Schmidt. Now they throw it over the middle. And here goes Oswalt, the burner. Taking it down inside the 30 in a huge play, much needed here for Clear Fork's offense. But hold the phone, I guess there's a flag back at the 32. And I think I see what they're calling, and it's going to wipe this out. But it seems like there's been 3 really questionable calls against Clear Fork. If this happens again, it's going to wipe out about a 50-yard game that, in my opinion, Jason, is not necessary. We'll show it to you again. It is going to be a hold.
Call a hold.
So I think it happens right here on Nate Wine.
The problem is he got his hands outside of the shoulders, and he had it wrapped around the back of his jersey. Again, I get why you call it, but again, it didn't have anything to do with the play.
Correct. So it's more self-inflicted wounds here for the Colts, but you could say definitely a bit of bad luck. They're kind of cursed here tonight.
Yeah. To follow the theme of Halloween, they are definitely snake bit tonight.
Yes.
Every little break, every little bounce they've needed to get, they haven't.
So what would have been their biggest gain of the night wiped out, but Porter Schmidt looking to get it back. He's got a first down all the way into Orville territory, and that's a way to bounce back. Not hang your head.
Right.
Huge first down run.
I think Clear Fork's got to go fast here. I think it's got to be 2-minute drill the rest of the way out if they have any chance to get back in this game.
And that's certainly what they're showing as they actually backed him up 2 yards. Not a great spot. Schmidt again. Running hard. The senior does not want his career to end here at home.
Down to the 46-yard line. Number 51, Brian Hostetler.
Going without a huddle. 4 wide. And do you start relying on Marcus Hoflick to put it up? Here he goes. He's going to have to escape the pocket. Tried to run away from Blake O'Quinn, but he got him right before he burst for first down yardage. It will be 3rd and short.
Well, you know, the thing about this being a 2-minute drill with Hoflick, he's a good enough athlete. You know, if the routes aren't there and he has time to move around, then he can kind of turn into backyard football a little bit. And that's an advantage to him because he can use his athleticism, and he then in turn gets himself some one-on-one situations where he can make some plays with his feet.
Probable running down here, even though they spread him out 4 wide. And it's going to be design quarterback run all the way. Here's Hoflick into the arms of Pameo. And they'll move the chains inside the 35-yard line. And again, no huddle. Clock stop showing 8 minutes, 15 seconds. Low snap, Hoflick, pump fakes. And he's going to run again. Marcus tugged down here by Luke Kinzer.
It's a good decision by Marcus. There was nothing there. He wanted to go downfield, and it was covered.
Another look on the Contact Industries replay. You're absolutely right. See the coverage downfield.
Yeah, they're in a situation. Orville's just bringing 4 and dropping 7.
Going to try to run him here left side. And it felt like this became kind of the entire offense last time I saw this Clear Fork team on senior night. Marcus very busy here on this drive. Does set him up 3rd and manageable. Only need 3 yards. Try to get a fresh set. Handles another low snap. Great protection, and he throws on the money to his twin bro, Davis, down to the turf, and a first down at the 22.
Good job by Marcus just handling a low snap. Good throw.
Just about 7 minutes to go when they take this snap. Porter Schmidt wrapped up, driven to the turf here. Howell off the edge with the stop. And for Clear Fork, I know that's their offense. I think I'd like to see him just at least drop back and give Marcus an opportunity every time. If he's got to run, he can. This time he'll throw it back in the end zone. Nash Evans hauls it in, but guess what?
I saw a late flag.
Nash already had a penalty wipeout, a kick return touchdown. And Colts fans, I'm hearing a couple disgruntled yells.
I just think the way the night's gone, they're just expecting the flag to be on them. I think this one's on Orville down on the post on the bottom.
That's right. You saw the contacts there on Quentin Reinhardt out of the slot, so it'll count. Colts are in there. They pull back within a couple of scores. Good-looking pass, too, in the back of the zone.
Great throw. The offensive line gave him time. You know, we talked about earlier, we'd like to maybe see him throw more. You know, it's kind of a tough spot because Orville's only bringing 4 and they're dropping 7. So you kind of got to take what the defense gives you. But, you know, you're also in a position here where you can't be, 16 play drives don't work. You got to score points and score points fast.
All 7 points on that drive belong to Nash Evans. Show you the 17-yard touchdown time one more time.
So they were just in a Twins look, and they ran a simple cross.
So beautiful.
When it comes to comfort, every degree matters. At Buckeye Horizon, we proudly install and maintain Trane heating and cooling systems built to last, engineered for performance. And with our expert service, your home stays comfortable year-round. No matter the season, we'll keep your system running at its best. Call Buckeye Horizon at 419-529-2738, your local Trane comfort specialist.
Another score here for Clear Fork in this fourth quarter. 14-14 in the second half. It's now 35-21. And maybe onside kick territory for the Colts with 6:40 to go.
I would think so, but it looks like they're going to try to kick it deep. Nope, okay.
Right side, great diving catch made up front, trying to get a number there. It looks like it's going to be Travis Pumneo.
Yeah, I was surprised by the formation there by the Colts. They didn't overload to one side like typically what you see in onside kicks. So I thought, maybe they're going to kick it deep.
Pretty decent attempt, too.
It was, and it was the right decision. You have to onside there, I think.
Yeah, especially when you see what Orville has done offensively here tonight. Out of their last 6 drives, 5 have finished with touchdowns.
Yeah, unfortunately, if you're a Colts fan, you just haven't shown the capability to stop this offense.
They'll bring some heat here up the middle. Pumneo, the senior, able to trudge forward. A little contact there at the end of the play from Daryl Mosley.
Yeah, you start wondering about stuff like this. You're getting late in the game, and things start getting a little chippy down there.
Be a 2-yard pickup, 2nd and 8 on the way. And likely the bulk majority of the play clock is going to come off before each snap here.
Yeah, I would think that, I'm telling my quarterback at this point that, on no uncertain terms, you snap the ball until there's, under 5 seconds to go on that play clock.
Man in motion is Shoop, the fake, and utilizing a bit more as a runner here in the second half, Cameron Kraft.
Good play fake by Kraft. The linebacker all went with the jet.
Eventually tackled by Christian Edwards.
And again, another situation where they do have to throw the ball. They're going to be able to throw it right with the right-handed quarterback. I don't know if they will throw the ball. I don't know if there's a need to, but if they do, I'm sure they're going to roll him out and probably flood the zones. Been there all night.
Probably be only about 5 minutes, 15 seconds when they do snap this ball. That's the case. They will move the pocket here near side. The throw is a little undercooked. Shoop kind of looking for a penalty. Not going to come. And 4th and long enough. Orville might have to punt for the first time tonight. It looks like that unit's coming on.
Good coverage by the Colts. There really wasn't anywhere to go with that ball.
And most importantly, defensively up front, they got a hand in his chest.
Yeah, and also an incomplete pass stops the clock.
So the first time you've stopped this offense outside of the interception in the end zone tonight.
This almost feels like a break a serve in a tennis match.
That's correct.
You got to stop, so you have to score.
Colts bring a little bit of heat. Left-footed punt, and it checks up right around the 15-yard line. It is caught dead there by Carter Waite. Solid punt.
Punt down at the 15-yard line, Colts 1st and 10.
But for Clear Fork, this is the opportunity that you've needed.
Yeah.
You can drive the field and make it a 1-score game. You finally got to stop.
Well, we've talked about Halloween and tricks. If they got any tricks up their sleeves, then it might be a good time to use them now.
Starting to run out of time to pull out anything from underneath your sleeves. 5:03 to go. And 85 yards of turf in between the Colts and trying to trim this lead down to a 1-score game. Here's Marcus from the gun, looking, flushed. Flag comes in, it'll be a hold, so just throw it away if you're hopeful like he does. And I think that they are going to get Grayson Crunkleton here. And to your point on that last drive, when you're covering with 7 guys, there's just not a lot to see downfield for your junior QB. Did bring a little late pressure up the middle that time. Bram Hostetler was able to get in there.
Only one clear for it, puts the ball back about the 7-yard line.
Yeah, interested to see how Orville covers this with the penalty and stuff. I mean, the last drive, Clear Fork had the penalty and ran a couple, ran the ball right up the middle and had good success with it because Orville was all backed off. So, be interested to see what happens here.
Big hole, Schmidt puts down a block. Hoflick backpedals out to the original line of scrimmage, so they'll pick up 8. But they got to get moving pretty quickly. Still 35-21 on our Customized by Ronda scoreboard here tonight. As Hoflick looked like he wanted to juice one deep, probably had a couple of guys. Instead, across the formation, another catch.
Good play by Orville to tackle the receiver inbound. I'm surprised by the coverage. Orville didn't have any safeties back.
Yes.
I did a double take there expecting to see somebody playing center field, but they're not.
Yeah, Jacob Brokaw looked like he had a step and was running clear for a deep route.
And I think that's where he wanted to go. I think a little bit of pressure came there and kind of flushed him out.
Clock's going to come to a pause. 4:06 showing here at the Corral with a first down here for Clear Fork. Orville's going to rush 4. Quick throw, Oswalt. Another catch. And you know how special this kid is with the football in his hands. Good looking drive going here for the Colts, and you feel like offensively it took them to the fourth quarter, but they're starting to get it going.
Well, they're getting a little bit of a rhythm, and some of that is because of the coverage Orville's playing. It's allowing their passing game to get into a rhythm.
Clear Fork much more balanced than what we saw in that first half, where they threw for just 18 yards and all of that on one completion. Pump fake. Going deep for Oswalt, and flag's got to come in. He was just absolutely mugged by McDuffie. I was going to say, they have to throw a flag there, don't they?
I would have thought.
It was a stutter and go, and on the stutter, he just got locked up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, 5-yard penalty will keep it first down.
Yeah. You know, we talked about the lack of a passing game in the first half for the Colts. In fairness, their offense wasn't on the field a whole lot to establish a passing game.
That's a great point. So McDuffie certainly, I think, is the front runner maybe for our MVP tonight. He's had 2 really big plays. I love the play from Cameron Kraft as well.
Yeah, Kraft has been solid tonight, but I think the pass that McDuffie threw, and then plus the things he's done on defense, probably gets McDuffie over the finish line as the player of the game.
Does have a penalty right there, but it was a first down, not that costly. Rolling right, a lot of space. But a sharp open field tackle made that time there by Luke Kinzer. Another flag.
Yeah, back in the area where it's probably holding.
And Evan Hamilton was the one talking to the referee. He's right there.
I didn't see much.
So the refs, I mean, they're right down there on top of it. But sometimes, as they say, Jason, you can probably throw the flag 80% of the time on those. That one didn't look like he needed to.
Yeah, the old saying, you could probably call holding on every play if you wanted to. And again, I don't think it had any bearing on the play or the result of the play.
Ends up having big impact, though. Clock spinning, 10-yard penalty. Hoflick looking deep, launching deep over the middle. Got a step. In and out of the hands. It was right there. And I thought Oswalt was going to be able to secure it.
Well, that was actually pretty good coverage by the Red Riders. They were running double post, and actually the receivers almost ran into each other, and it also brought an extra DB into the play. But
yeah, Aiden Shoup was there on the coverage. He tried to get a hand up and knock it down, and it ended up in the palms here of the intended target, Devin Oswalt, and I think the senior, man, it's tough. It's in traffic, but end of the game.
Yeah.
It's your last season. You got to make those.
Yeah. Quarterback did a nice job of throwing it up and giving him a chance to make a play.
Oh, meanwhile, what do we got? I didn't even see a flag on the field.
They're getting unsportsmanlike.
Oh, so a break here for Clear Fork, a rare one tonight.
Yeah.
Because with the penalty yardage, obviously, they're going to make this. Oh, it's not an automatic first down, though, with the high school ranks, but it'll make it a lot easier.
As a coach, if you're an Orville coach right now, you're just pulling your hair out. You don't need this. You got a comfortable lead, unsportsmanlike conduct. Well, I've got an Orville player in the secondary. claiming he has a cramp.
And so they
now there's a flag now. Yeah.
Oh, man. Trick or treat right there.
Yeah.
It's Case McDaniel. I mean, he just hit the turf. And we saw this at the college ranks a couple of years ago where it got really bad.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure. I missed it. I just know that Clear Fork fans all jumped up at the same time.
I missed it. I looked down and just saw him laying there with his leg up in the air, and I'm like, well, this looks like the old cramp play. Oh, they're waving it off now. Well, whoa, okay. What happened here, Orville went ahead and swallowed a timeout. So Orville took the timeout, which negated the penalty.
So it'll be the first charge timeout to the Riders here in the second half. Clear Fork still has all three. The clock, the biggest factor, though, now, of course, Jason, 3:19 to go.
Also, by Orville calling a timeout, instead of a 3rd and 1, you're still looking at 3rd and 5. So, good decision by Orville to eat the timeout there. But if I'm a coach at Orville right now, I'm not loving the way my defense is handling the last minute of this game so far. With the personal foul call and then the deal with the cramp, you don't need to finish that way.
But we're in line for potentially a great finish here in the Valley. Dozen seniors for Clear Fork not wanting to play their last game here on their home surface. They would love to ring that victory bell with some type of dramatic comeback. So for Aaron Brocon now, year 3, this is a big situation, big moments for him, taking over at his alma mater. And you got to finish off this drive right here. I think that they've been showcasing enough balance, and with the soft defense that Orville's been playing, I think you can stick to the game plan, what they've been doing here.
Yeah, I think you just stick to what you're doing. I mean, you can't have a great comeback unless you score on this drive. So, you get this to a 1-score game, and then you deal with the situation once you get there. But we got to get to that situation first.
Oswald's had a couple of nice plays here on this drive. Will they continue to utilize him? Got Nash Evans lined up in the slot opposite way.
And credit to Coach Broccoli and his kids. They have not quit. There's been a couple times tonight they could have hung their heads and packed it in. Said, great year, we're out of here. And they have kept playing and they have kept fighting. It's a credit to the staff and the kids.
Back to the action, 3rd and 5 for Clear Fork.
They're going to run it with Ben Campbell. Big first down burst up the middle. Campbell, good inside the 10.
Clear Fork down inside the 10-yard line.
Huge run.
Yes. I think Clear Fork's going to go fast here.
And probably just keep it in Campbell's hands. I'd probably give it to him at least one more time. That's going to be the play call, left side, jitters. Nice move.
That's a terrific run. That's a terrific run.
Trick or treat right on your doorstep. Unbelievable stuff right there. Give that man a full-size candy for that effort. Awesome stuff from Ben Campbell. The huge run of about 30 yards. And then this one, he's dead to rights.
Yeah, that's, you tell your running backs from the first time they start carrying the ball, don't stop moving your feet. Don't stop moving your feet until you're down. To his credit, he took the contact, kept moving, and found a seam.
Back-to-back scores for Clear Fork for the first time in this ball game. 28-35. Colts are back in it. We've got 3 minutes to play. We'll see how the Colts handle this one when we come back.
Okay, we got t-shirts. Anybody want t-shirts?
At Mechanics Bank, we're more than your local bank. We're your neighbors, your fans, and proud supporters of our local schools. From touchdowns to goals, classrooms to communities, we're here for you. Because at Mechanics Bank, our home field advantage is supporting you.
Decisions now, Jason Beans. 3 minutes to go. Colts right back in it. You've got 3 timeouts. What do you feel like they got to do on this kickoff?
That's the dilemma you're in. It looks like they're going to onside, and it's probably the right call just by the way the game's played out. You got your one stop, so you better onside kick it because there's no guarantees you're going to get a second. But with 3 minutes left,
Near side takes a hop, a big hit.
I think Orville hung on to it. That almost worked out perfectly for Clear Fork.
Another woo hit here, laid and displayed, but Orville hangs on. So some big, gritty toughness. I think this is Blake O'Quinn. Oh, the double clutch.
They couldn't have
Kraft.
Wow, the quarterback, tough kid.
That might have just vaulted him up into the top of the MVP conversation.
Who says quarterbacks aren't tough? He got smoked.
Yeah, absolutely drilled right there. But most importantly, he hangs on to the football. So possession back here for the Orville Red Riders, and with 3 timeouts for Clear Fork.
Yeah.
This is no easy drive now for Orville.
No, you have to have a first down if you're Orville.
See if they go with the run. They will. Jet sweep left side. This is McDuffie. And he lunges for about 3. And Colts are going to burn their first one right here. So Coach Brokaw is going to call a timeout immediately.
The Colts defense, I think they're finally onto that. Onto the jet action. I wonder, it's a gutsy call to do it. I wonder if Orville doesn't show that same action and bootleg off of it.
We've seen Kraft be more of a ball carrier in the second half.
Yeah, he doesn't necessarily have to throw it off the boot, but you can give him the run pass option off of it. I mean, the book says run the ball, run the clock, make Clear Fork use their timeouts, but.
Yeah, but this is a blackjack here, Jason Beans.
Know.
There's a few more things in the equation. Can't just always go by the book. So a big decision to be made here on second down, and of course you want that clock to run no matter what. Colts lining up. 7 in the box. They bring the man in motion. They'll fake it, and it's on the floor.
Boy. Wow, they didn't bootleg off the jet action, but they showed the jet and tried to run the counter off of it.
And the exchange. Slippery. So this really changes things now as they're looking at a 3rd down and about 13. You got to trust your quarterback, I think. Cameron Kraft hasn't put the ball in harm's way with the exception of once.
Yeah. Boy, this is great how this has played out. This is high drama here at the end of the game at the Corral. But, yeah, I think you probably give your quarterback the run pass option. And you tell him that if it's not there, eat it. The last thing you want to do is have an incomplete pass here. So if worst comes to worst, you give him the run pass option. Even if there's nothing there, you tell him to take a knee and let the clock run.
So a critical 3rd down. Clear Fork, they have scored 21 of the last 28 points. Back in business. Can they get off the field with a 3rd down stop?
Turned into a basketball game, Brian. It's a game of runs here.
We thought it would be a track meet here tonight. Started off a little bit slow for Clear Fork after the touchdown drive on their first possession. Then they went about 30 minutes of gameplay with not much offensively, but all of a sudden they have come alive, and it's like rising from the dead out here tonight.
Yeah, they just never had the ball to do anything early in the game, especially in that second quarter.
2 wide receivers bunched tight. McDuffie up at the top of your screen. They'll roll the near side over the middle and broken up.
Great play.
Davis Hoflick fired in like a missile. McDaniel taking the brunt of the hits, and the clock stops. 2:45 to go. Colts offense with a chance to march down the field again.
That's a really dangerous throw that they got away with. Kraft has played really well tonight, but that was a dangerous throw. Kind of thrown back across your body, back over the middle. He got away with it, but Orville's living dangerously.
As we would expect on Halloween, baby. Got to put yourself in harm's way a little bit here tonight, October 31st. Second punt of the night. Pretty well struck, and Brokaw got the return. Pretty good stuff here. 53 yards away here for Clear Fork. They've scored every drive of this second half so far, Jason.
they've had to. They've been,
Yes.
they've been in that situation where they've had to score. We talked earlier. We kind of jokingly said they finally got a stop. It was like a break of serve in tennis, and that's kind of how it's played out.
Playing out right now up at Strasburg Franklin. Lucas starting to come back. That's 28-14 though, fourth quarter. In here, pitch and catch near side, and it slips out of the grip. Dropped by Oswalt. See the Cubs try to throw it here, though. Let's see split screen. Lucas not known for their throwing, and was it a tipped catch? No, intercepted. Show you this last.
Yeah, Colts are just trying to throw a hitch, and just the ball you got to catch.
Oswalt has been the top pass-catching threat this year, over 300 yards, including tonight. See if they look his way again. Plenty of time. Oh, now he's going to get sacked. Hoflick waited a tick too long.
You just can't take a sack in that situation. I understand you want to get the ball downfield, but you have to be cognizant of, I can't take a sack here.
Yeah, it's going to be a big loss, too. 9 yards, they go backwards. Final timeout has to be burned now here for Clear Fork, so they are out.
Yeah, I feel for the quarterback. He's trying to make a play. He's trying to get the ball downfield. You got to have a touchdown in this situation, but you also have to keep in the back of your head, we only have one timeout left, and we can't take this loss.
See if I can jump into the Facebook chat real fast. See what people are saying about this game. It has been pretty bonkers, Jason.
Hey, people that came here tonight got their money's worth.
Let's see, we've got a couple of final scores in the books. Looks like a one-and-done deal. Russell Watts has always had a problem beating Orville. Maybe, we'll see. John Hammett cheering on the Colts. Some of these comments, I don't really understand. It's the game within the game. People having their own conversations out there. And a big third down. Colts got to try to at least get 10 out of this.
Yeah, you don't have to get it all in this play, but you got to get some of it back to give yourself a realistic opportunity.
They stunt up front, pressure coming. Ball is
They're calling
loose.
it incomplete.
It is an incomplete pass.
Yeah, the officials called it incomplete.
Tate Howe with another blistering hit, channeling his inner Ric Flair.
We do have a flag down here towards the Clear Fork sideline, so we got some action down here. I'm not sure what they called. I was watching the quarterback as well.
So this could be a big break here for the Colts.
Looks as it's in the secondary, so this looks like it could be going on the Red Riders.
Oh, wow.
Big break.
So it was an incomplete pass, but they'll get to do third down all over again.
And then essentially third and 10. So picked up a big 10 yards on that penalty. Now you've got 2 downs to get 10 yards instead of 1 down to get 20. So that's a big flag.
Colts looking to capitalize here. Trips to the top of your screen. Hoflick steps up in the pocket, rips one too tall for his twin bro.
Orville, it was there. Orville actually brought some pressure there, and it was the right read, and he just needed to put a little bit of air under that. He probably didn't need his fastball in this pitch. He a little bit of air on this and let his brother run underneath it, but it was there.
Yeah, drove it over the linebacker nicely. But even for his brother, who is a high jump star in the state of Ohio, couldn't leap for that one. So it all boils down to this. 2 minutes to go. Colts have to get a first down. With the season in the balance, Hoflick to the edge. He's got to launch it. He does, and it's incomplete.
No flags.
Looking for Davis again, and the Red Riders will survive here on the road. They get a huge stop.
You watch Marcus on this replay. He did everything he could to extend this play. They finally just had him boxed in no man's land. He had to throw it up.
Had 2 receivers there in the area, but neither could actually make a play on it. And Heartbreak Hotel is where that young man likely is going to be staying in his own head here for a couple of minutes or longer. You see the Stampede not quite as excited as they were a few minutes ago. awesome comeback for the Colts, but I think victory formation gets it done with a $156.
Yeah, I think the math works out. I don't think they have to run another play. They can just take a knee and get out of here.
We'll see if that's what they do here. They're going to take a knee, Kraft. And yeah, the math will check out. So the Orville Red Riders, the number 9 seed, they get a scare here on Halloween, but they are going to survive and march into week number 12. But if you just beat Jason Voorhees, now you're moving on to face Michael Myers.
Yeah, I mean, they came down to the valley and stole everybody's candy. You know, your reward for that is going to Shelby.
That's right. The number 1 team in the state in Division 4 waiting on the other side. But the good news is that you at least stay alive to fight, practice another week.
What Jim Valvano always say, survive in advance. And that's what they're doing. And, you know, Orville, there's a ton of tradition at Orville. They don't take they don't step back for anybody. They know they're going to read all the headlines. They're going to see all the clippings, how they don't have a shot. And Big Bad Shelby's going to be waiting on them. But, you know, they're Orville, and, you know, and they believe we're Orville, and they really do. That's what they believe. That's the program they've built over the last 50 years. So they're not going to walk in there being intimidated by anybody. I'm not saying they're going to win the game, but they'll show.
So the first playoff game as a head coach for Brent Bassencon coming over from Madison, and it's going to be a successful one back in his own stomping grounds of Richland County, as that will do it. Final snap of the game. Congratulations to the Orville Red Riders, a 35-28 victor here tonight in the Clear Fork Valley. Got their best shot, and they do survive. What a game.
Game of momentum, a game of runs. You know, Colts just dug themselves too big of a hole when it's all said and done, and just not enough time to dig out of it.
So as Redville or Orville, the Red Riders, march on, we'll hear from their MVP. Drop us some comments. Let me know who you think is worthy. I think probably Cameron Kraft, Braylon McDuffie are the top 2 that you would have out there. We'll have that interview coming up. Then Jason and I will close things out. We'll have your final stats and analysis here from Bellville. Stay with us. Your GEP postgame will be back in just a few minutes.
When it comes to comfort, every degree matters. At Buckeye Horizon, we proudly install and maintain train heating and cooling systems built to last, engineered for performance. And with our expert service, your home stays comfortable year-round. No matter the season, we'll keep your system running at its best. Call Buckeye Horizon at 419-529-2738, your local trained comfort specialist.
This is our in-body machine, so you're going to see what you're made of, how much muscle you have, how much fat you have, what type of fat, where is the muscle, where is the fat, and then also super important, how much water do you have and where is the water? Is it inside of your cell or outside of your cell? So the in-body is a super quick process. You get all of this information in about 5 minutes. You just stand on the scale, you hold on to some handles, it sends electrical impulses through your body, nothing you feel, and this prints out immediately. So you'll leave with a piece of paper with all of your results on it, and it will also send it to your phone. We also spend a couple minutes helping you interpret your results so that you can learn what they mean. So you'll leave with a lot of information. It only costs $40. You can get online and sign up for an appointment appointment, or you can call in and make an appointment today.
Okay, we got t-shirts. Anybody want t-shirts?
At Mechanics Bank, we're more than your local bank. We're your neighbors, your fans, and proud supporters of our local schools. From touchdowns to goals, classrooms to communities, we're here for you. Because at Mechanics Bank, our home field advantage is supporting you.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more. Every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Happy Halloween!
What a game you just watched here in the Valley. We've got your MVP interview and your post-game coming up here shortly, but we want to thank our sponsors tonight for bringing this game to you live and free. GEP, Global Energy Partners, helping communities with exceptional work while utilizing local businesses. Also by Customized by Ronda. Contact Industries, Inc. Schmidt Security Pro. From the field to your front door, trust Schmidt Security Pro to protect what matters most. By Buckeye Horizon. They are, let's try that again. Tonight's broadcast is presented by Buckeye Horizon Heating and Cooling and Plumbing, your local trained comfort specialists. Richland County's only independent community bank is Mechanics, and Wellspring Custom Pharmacy and Health Source. Those are your sponsors that brought you this live and free. We've got your MVP interview after a quick 30-second break.
We carry supplements that are from companies that do a lot of testing. So they will test their raw ingredients. They'll test them afterwards as well. And they're testing for both purity, and then they're also testing for potency. So things like arthritis, inflammatory bowel disease. We have a lot of supplements and also prescriptions we can recommend, and lifestyle type things that can help with that as well.
Schmidt Security Pro MVPs here tonight. Two games so nice that we had to have two. We'll start over here with the winning quarterback, Cameron Kraft. Hey, sensational stuff out here tonight. Super efficient, of course, and then running in the second half. So talk to me about just like your whole complement of weapons from yourself, and of course catching that onside kick as well to really seal the deal. And how you felt about your overall performance?
Yeah, really, it just started with the O-line. I mean, they played great. They didn't give up a sack all day. And then Shout, Braylon, obviously, Case, all of them just making plays, getting open.
Yeah, Braylon, you've been our MVP a couple of times on the OH report this year. Mr. McDuffie, that first half was huge, but I want to talk about that pass that you had. We were all kind of evaluating it after the punt. We're like, hey, they're probably just going to down it or just run it. So what was the conversation in the huddle before you guys went with that reverse pass?
Coach wanted to say he wanted to throw the ball a little bit, and he did that jet pass, and then he did the deep ball to me, and we scored. So I don't think they were expecting that, but, we executed on that and scored.
Definitely not expecting it, but it felt like that was kind of the difference in the game. That catch, too, to take it into the end zone, to elevate the score to a couple of touchdown difference. What do you remember about that one? It was double coverage.
Beautiful ball from Cameron. That's stuff we've been doing since, elementary recess football. So, bread and butter. That's all I got to say.
Well, Cameron is the winning quarterback. Of course, you guys are going to be moving on. So let's first talk about, you got a first-year head coach here, and, of course, a lot of big goals and expectations when you play for Orville football. But to check the box here in Week 11, just talk about the satisfaction about you as the commander-in-chief of the offense.
Man, it just feels great. I mean, didn't play in the playoffs. This first playoff game I've actually played in, it's just great to get a win.
You get it? But now you get number one, and you get Shelby, and you got to go get them on the road. So you haven't had any time really to think about it, but just hearing that and what that means, a number one team of the state, how excited are you for an opportunity like that?
It's good exposure to competition and better people you go against every Friday. We have to go Monday practicing way harder than we did this week. Every week's going to get harder from here if we want to keep going into the playoffs. So just got to get back to practice and work hard.
All right, well, very impressed with the combination that you two were able to show us here tonight. And congratulations on a big win. Who would you like to shout out here on Halloween?
Shout out my family and all my friends.
And for you?
My dad and my mom.
All right, Cam Kraft, Braylon McDuffie, your co-MVPs presented by Schmidt Security Pro.
T-shirts. Anybody want T-shirts?
At Mechanics Bank, we're more than your local bank. We're your neighbors, your fans, and proud supporters of our local schools. From touchdowns to goals, classrooms to communities, we're here for you. Because at Mechanics Bank, our home field advantage is supporting you.
Welcome you back to the Valley for our Global Energy Partner post-game show. And a lot of emotion down there on the field where I just was, Jason Beans. And for this Clear Fork team, they've got 12 seniors just competed for the last time here at home. And you're seeing some of it flow out right now here on the field. Even the song they're playing, Just Give Me 5 More Minutes right now. It's a little bit of a downer vibe, but I love so much the fight, energy, and effort that they showed down the stretch midway through the third quarter and on, where they were the much better football team.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. There's only going to be one team that walks away with the state championship from here on out, and I know that feeling, and it hurts. To what you said, Brian, to their credit, they didn't quit. They could have packed it in very easily. This could have been a running clock second half.
Yes,
they didn't. They sucked it up, and they showed a lot of heart and a lot of guts coming back, and they made this. They essentially made this a two-play game when it was all said and done.
Yeah, at one point in the game, they're down 35-14 early in the fourth quarter. Back-to-back touchdown drives. They finally got a first stop, and then they get the ball back into their offensive hands, and they're driving on the plus side of the football field there. So everything felt like they were going to try to get that storybook ending, but as you mentioned, there's always a winner and loser, and you really got to credit Orville stepping up, making the plays when they mattered most, and they're moving on in a team that, for most of the game, they look like, even though they're the 9 seed, that they were probably the better football team.
Yeah, I would say for 3.5 quarters, it was at times fairly obvious they were the better football team.
Yes.
To their credit, they got on the bus. They took the hour bus ride down here, and they were ready to play football. And, Clear Fork got off to a great start, went right down the field. Couldn't have asked for a better start. But to Orville's credit, they made the adjustments. And essentially for the second and third quarters, Clear Fork just couldn't stop them. Clear Fork was able to score in the second half when they got on the field.
Yes. The
problem was they just weren't on the field enough. And that's a credit to Orville and their offense. And, we talked about Orville not having a great defense. And I think they realize that, too. Their strength is their offense. And tonight, their offense was able to stay on the field, and they walk away with a win.
So here's what it is. Clear Fork, their season is done at 6-5 overall with the loss here tonight. And for the Red Riders, moving on, they're going to be on the road, the #1 seed, Shelby. I'm sure there's a lot of Whip It viewers here tonight, keeping an eye on this one. And what a great challenge. And I love what Braylon McDuffie said about the opportunity to play a program like that. This really is what you live for if you're Orville. And obviously you're going in a big underdog, but that don't mean nothing. Buster Douglas has proved that. There's been a lot of underdogs over the years that have come out and stunned some folks. But I think that they probably, the way that they play football, they present a little bit better matchup going into that Week 12.
They do. They do because of their versatility. They're not so one-dimensional. So, Shelby's going to have all week. They got a week and they got plenty of film to look at because I think Orville's overall strength is their balance. So there's just not one thing they only do. They do a lot of things well.
That's a great point, and this is how it's all shaken out. We'll talk more about it coming up on the Friday Night Pigskin tonight, our Halloween edition, Jason. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. I got to go get in costume, man. I got to get on the air, and we got a lot of surprises coming up for you guys at around 11:30 tonight. But my man, great debut here on the OH Report. It's like we've been doing this thing forever. Appreciate Jason Beans here on the call with me, but our entire crew doing a nice job. Jackson Yoder running some sideline cam for you guys tonight. Jeremy Peoples, always my Peoples, my camera guy up top. Adam Thompson, our producer, director, and everybody back at OH Report World Headquarters, which is nobody right now because they're all out at football games right now. But we appreciate everybody on the team, including all of our amazing sponsors that bring you the coverage live and free here from the Clear Fork Valley. That's GEP Global, been with us the entire year here at Clear Fork, Buckeye Horizon, Wellspring Custom Pharmacy, our friends at Schmidt Security Pro, Contact Industries, Inc., and Mechanics Bank, along with Customized by Ronda. Signing out here from Clear Fork. We'll see you back at the studio Friday Night Pigskin coming up, Week 11 edition. But for now, for tonight from here, we say so long, folks.